early because fuck it, why not? All right.
We're live.
We're live, but we're not recording yet. So
We're not recording.
Live from an undisclosed location, it is Loitering in Wonderland Studios.
we're all in the same location.
Yes.
Undisclosed location.
You know how freaked out I'd be if I went downstairs and one of you guys was just down there
Hi.
the whole time.
I got you.
You know, what would be more fucked up is if you went downstairs and Brian Denny, he was just down there, like raiding a refrigerator and shit.
He's watching cartoons with your kid.
I think I would just spray bear spray at him.
Hey, you gotta say that for the bear, kid.
You just throw a steak in the middle of the living room and you run. He won't change that. He's never ran in his entire life.
You can't cook it though. You won't smell for a few seconds. You got to leave it raw.
This is true.
I always thought that was funny that he was the villain in First Blood because it's like, Brian Denny, he can't run, right? I mean, here's Stallone, scaling up the side of fucking cliffs and shit. And here's Brian Denny, I'm going to get you. I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
Well, to be fair, Brian Denny, he just stood at the top of the mountain and talked to people on his radio.
Yeah.
That's true.
Get him!
Yeah, he had David Caruso do it for him.
Yeah.
If I was Brian Denny, I would order David Caruso around too, because why the fuck not?
He sent 65 state troopers to their desk.
That's what I love about that movie. It's like
he's definitely getting reelected. Yeah, he's definitely getting reelected.
God didn't make Rambo. I did.
All right, we're recording. We are recording. Theme song. That's the wrong show. Theme song.
There is nothing wrong with your podcast feed, but there is something wrong with your taste of podcasts. Unfortunately, now we are in control somehow.
Ow. Ah, fuck.
Anyway, do not attempt to turn off the podcast. Although you're fully capable of, we just really don't want you to. Welcome to LIW Anthology Series Review.
Episode 41. Night Visions, the coolest show from 2001, hosted by Henry Rollins, kind of. For 103B, quiet please. Unfortunately, I am here and my name is Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
Dick it.
Okay, guys. This is another time where we were barely out of the opening credits. I don't know if we were. And we predicted the ending. And we had to sit there and just watch it.
Yeah.
And that's all it had.
Watching it try so hard to be clever and failing at it miserably.
And dark Joe, how boring. Joe Dante is usually more fun than this. Yes. This is like a totally cut and dry directing job on his behalf, and it was boring as hell.
Did he just walk in and say, cut, print, and then leave and collect a paycheck? Because that's all I get out of this.
I want a close-up of Carrie's face, a close-up of Brian, wide shot, and I'm going to go to my trailer and watch Looney Tunes.
All right, have fun. Yeah. I'm trying to groom Brendan Fraser to be in my movies.
I want to do a live-action rabbit movie. I'm trying to get that off the ground. I got to do these TV shows. I don't know why he talks like that, but he does.
Cary Elwes with that stupid accent of his. So let's give him an even stupider accent that nobody will buy.
I can't figure out the accent. It was not even an accent. It was like a whisper. It was whispering. Like the words. He was killing the words on the way out of his mouth.
Was he trying to channel Jeffrey Dahmer? Because that's what I was getting. He sounded like Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's what he was doing.
The fucking glasses and the really faint voice. Yeah, he's trying to do a Jeffrey Dahmer.
I killed your dog and it didn't matter.
Well, let's just say, in case you haven't seen the episode, which I don't. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. But here's the IMDb synopsis for Quiet Please. Because this show had 2 stories. It was an hour long, but I'm not fucking doing that to you guys. So
thank you.
So we're doing the one story. So we watched the second half, which says, with the weekend killer on the loose, it's a bad time to go camping.
Wow.
And then we see our main character in the opening scene hearing the news about the weekend killer, how like 20 weekends in a row, there's been a murder, however long it's been. And then he goes, I'm going to leave town. What else are we supposed to think?
Yeah. Well, what cracks me up is what kind of city? Yeah, every weekend there is a murder in a big city. So, just because I guess he cuts off people's tongues, that's the big reveal. Is that
I don't know if he does that all the time. He just did it for this guy. It seemed like.
Well, I feel like that's what they said in the reporting. They were like, "Oh, he cuts the tongues out of his victims."
I assume he cut their dick off normally because they call him psychosexual killer.
I wish.
I assume he's cutting off genitals. Now he cuts off a tongue for this guy.
See, if this show had balls, they would have had Brian Dennehy's balls in a jar on the front seat.
They're like, you could hear the
like they're huge.
Cracking.
They're so big and calcified because his prostate is like hardened. So it's like
Chicago cheese and sausage. Sassy.
He's got, oh God, his balls look like cinder blocks. Oh shit!
God damn!
I'd pay to watch. I'd pay to watch that episode.
It'd be a lot more entertaining than this. Then
come on, Joe Dante. I thought you got more balls.
Excuse me, Brian Denny. I just want to be left alone. Why are you?
Free country, ain't it?
Especially that one scene when he finds out the dog's dead and he starts wandering around.
Well, why was
from Brian Dennehy and he starts going? I just want to go. I just want to be left alone.
Well, Brian Dennehy should have known better. Why would you be in his tent? Right? Like he goes and he's in his tent, like the big surprise, and it's like, why would you even do that?
There's actually more of a story in the subtext of this, which is, was Brian Dennehy just trying to fuck him? It seemed like it to me. That's all he wanted.
I was getting that vibe for sure. Yeah,
some anonymous wood sex.
Is that what that's the subtext?
Time, yeah.
It should have been a quiet, a glory hole, please.
In the tent.
Yeah.
Oh. Whose dick am I? Brian Dennehy's the only guy out here. Fuck. This ruins the mystery.
Unless this is the dog, but
these balls are huge. How do you get these balls through the tent hole?
That's just my head. That's how big I am. I'm Brian Dennehy.
The whole story is. Sorry, what?
He's dead, right? Brian Dennehy's dead, right?
Yeah, I think he died a couple years ago.
He died a couple of years ago. Yeah.
He's a great actor. Like, don't get me wrong. So I'm kind of shocked because he wasn't very good in this. Like, he's usually way better than this.
Oh, he died. He died almost a year ago exactly. April.
Oh my God.
2020.
Wow. Oh, rest in peace, sweet, sweet Prince.
You rest in several coffins, you sweet man.
Just your balls rest in several coffins.
They had to burn the balls so they wouldn't fit in.
He was in a TV pilot. It was a show I actually kind of liked, but it didn't make a second season. It got yanked after the first season. It was about corrupt cops. I can't remember the exact name of the show, but he was like the Irish mob boss in it. And I was like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Public Rules or Public something. It's Public Rules or something like that is what it was called.
What decade are we talking here?
This is recent.
2000s?
Yeah, like 2015. Yeah, 20 teens for sure. I'll find it for you.
There's a movie he did with James Woods called Bestseller. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
It's on Amazon. It's one of those weird 80s films that it's kind of good but not very good, so everyone forgets about it.
I think it's called Public Morals. Let me double check.
That sounds about right.
It was a good show. Yeah, it just didn't connect with people for whatever reason. Yeah.
Oh, it's on 2015 Public Morals. 8
Morals,
episodes.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh, the Edward Burns show. Yeah, I remember seeing that poster.
Yep. And what's his name was in it too?
Michael Rappaport.
Rappaport. That's the name.
Who's in an awesome Twitter or instant messaging feud with Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
If you get a chance,
soap opera. It was a soap opera type show. It took place in the 60s, and it was based on pretty much all the cops are crooked. So
there you go. That's shows that are based, unless they're huge successes like Mad Men. If they're period pieces, they're not going to last.
Huh?
Yeah, but
pretty well done though. Yeah.
Mad Men never really had a huge following. It just got all awards.
Well, it was AMC. AMC is like one of their 4 shows, so they're going to.
Yeah, but it was like. I know that they took money away from like Breaking Bad and Walking Dead to do Mad Men. That's basically what they did.
Which is
that was their awards contender, and they cared more about awards than money. That's why they fired Frank Darabont basically because they're just like, yeah, we don't make the show good, we don't care.
Which is funny because Walking Dead is their most successful show, and then
go figure.
That show is so much better when Darabont was attached to it. Yeah. Holy shit! Day and night difference.
I never watched it. Never gave a shit.
No, and then I love the you have to read all the trial documents on it because Frank Darabont is fucking hilarious.
I love that man.
Because I guess the crew was just so bad on that show, and they were like he kept saying like, "Do you have a brain?" Like he was quoted as just berating everyone on the show because they're so stupid. And it's hilarious
like all the time because those actors that work with fucking love him.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Is he your number 2 to Frankenheimer?
No, that'd be Fincher, number 2.
Fincher? Okay.
Darabont's up there, though, but he hasn't done enough movies, really, for me to put him in a list.
And the Majestic kind of pushes him back.
I don't mind the Majestic.
It's all right.
Twice, I want to say, and it's been 20 years, so... But I love The Mist. I fucking love that movie.
Oh, Mist is great. Yeah, Mist is fantastic.
And, he did a movie before Shawshank called Buried Alive with Tim Matheson.
Yes.
That's a good movie. I like that movie.
Yeah.
And he did, what he wrote, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, right?
And The Blob.
And The Blob.
The Blob's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Blob remake is probably one of the best remakes there is, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Fucking great, that's one.
Oh, Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
We talked about him last week. We won't go into detail on Henry Rollins. He's barely in it. He shows up and he's awkwardly green screened into it.
He's like the white Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. Only Forrest Whitaker has more charisma.
Yeah, exactly.
Sadly, Forrest Whitaker has more charisma even in his worst time in his life than
the Henry Rollins. His whole body weighs as much as Forrest Whitaker's thigh because he's pure muscle.
Yeah,
Rollins. He's so tense in this. He looks like a guy that got caught masturbating and has to serve public. He has to serve like public, service so that he doesn't get.
He doesn't want to be here. Clearly,
he's working off his his public service time.
He had to go door to door and tell everyone he was a patter ass.
Yeah, well, let's see him right now. Tune it up. This is the end of the episode.
Oh god, yeah, cue this. This is great.
He can't move his neck because it's like a bulldog. It's so fucking thick. He just can't. He looks like he would snort a lot while breathing. Sorry.
Jonathan Davis.
Shit list.
There's a lesson to be learned here. When someone tells you to hold your tongue, do it. Or they just may do it for you.
Whatever, bro. You haven't been relevant since 19 never.
Yeah. I think that's why he was so mad, because he was thinking, why am I on the show? Why am I doing this?
You know what's funny?
I used to be in Black Flag. What the fuck?
Before I watched Escape from LA today, I watched the end of Heat, and he just gets the shit beat out of him at the end. I was like, there we go. I'll feel better about this later after I watch this horrible.
That one movie that's on one of those streaming services, I Am the One, I think, or something like that. He's in that. That's
He Never Died.
Good. He Never Died. That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's actually.
It's a good movie. It's not good because of Rollins. It's just a good movie. Probably because he doesn't have that many lines in it, so that's why I didn't mind that one.
There's a lot, but I watched the first half of that movie and then just never went back.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
There's another good one called, I think, Prey, with the guy from Game of Thrones. He's like
Charles Dance?
No, not Charles Dance, but it was Bravos. He was Bravos on Game of Thrones. He was the Night.
He lost me Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but he's a great actor. He's in a bunch of shit. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff. Liam Cunningham is his name. Liam Cunningham.
Let's hear. Look at him and look how stiff he is.
Strangers who met in the woods. Who's come to the wilderness looking for peace and quiet.
I wear my t-shirts extra small so nobody knows I have any body fat.
I did 500 sit-ups before this clip. God damn it!
I mean, the guy's a weird anomaly where people know who he is, but he's in punk bands back in the day. I don't understand it, but whatever.
That's how he made his whole career on. Guess what? I was in punk bands and I knew other punk bands. That's the basis of his entire career. Is I knew a guy once, and that guy knew a guy, and I knew this other guy who knew a guy. That's it. That's all he is.
He's the Walter Koenig of punk bands. He's the Chekhov of punk bands. That's what it is.
Although Rollins wasn't in Babylon 5, so he doesn't have that going for him.
Yeah, and he should have been, because that feels like something he would do.
They didn't have Rollins, but they definitely had Penn and Teller on there. So
okay.
that was That was all right. Yeah,
That's
you know who Henry Rollins in Heat reminded me of Ben Affleck in Mallrats, where he's just like
he's there. Yeah, he's just there.
They think they can steal from me. I'm going to kill the sons of bitches.
I just want to look this show up and see what the fuck was, because the A side of this episode has Bill Pullman and maybe that's all I know from that show, but it looks like a lot better. I think that's why it has an 8.5 on IMDb, because this one clearly doesn't deserve that.
No, I'm kind of shocked that it's that high.
With that being said, I didn't hate this episode. It was the most simplistic thing we've watched, I think. Adam had a good comparison there at the end where he says, I feel like we watched a Tales from the Crypt episode.
Yeah, I would say that's, yeah.
It's just one of those things where they hit it because Cary Elwes, the way he talks is, oh my God. And he has the glasses and he's supposed to look like a scrawny little guy going out in the woods to get some peace and quiet in the big city. So he goes out into the woods with like 40,000 acres and he meets Brian Dennehy, who won't shut the fuck up. It keeps following him around, and they keep like having the danger music whenever they show him. And he's talking about a bear and he has a knife and he's like Grizzly Adams. And you're just like, yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head really fucking hard right now, way too often.
Yeah, Adam, put those glasses on again.
You want to put the glasses on again?
Yeah, take your hat off. If you were in the elevator, I would not go in it. If you were in that elevator. Hi, sir. I'll catch the next one. Sorry.
Those are the Kevin Costner and JFK glasses.
Yes, it is.
I've been trying to figure it out this entire time. I just did.
That's them. That's absolutely them. Holy shit.
Your eye's freaky.
That's funny
I
shit.
can see the seats through it. Ugh.
Black is white and white is black.
There's a looking glass here, people. That's a fun movie.
Oh, I love JFK.
Unfortunately, we have to talk about Quiet Please.
Yes, unfortunately. That's a movie.
Seriously, this is one of those. What the fuck are we going to talk about? Like, it's so bland and basic and fucking it's almost a non-episode. It's not
from Joe Dante. Like, I'm just shocked that Joe Dante put no energy in it. I'm just like he could have at least had like a Sam Raimi camera through the.
That's why I say
through the woods.
It feels like a Tales from the Crypt because it's like we had all of this star power and did nothing with it. Like we didn't even have a good story to hang any of this with. So
yeah, it's.
I obviously hated it more than you did.
Yeah. Well, I only hate things when it's like irritating through the whole thing. And this one, I'm irritated, but I know what's going to happen.
I was bored. I was uninterested. The show could not build any tension at all. Like there was just nothing. There's nothing there. It didn't even try to build tension because there's nobody to like. Yeah.
The pan flute, slide whistle, and kazoo didn't build tension for you in the music.
The slide whistle is definitely more offensive than the pan flute. But yeah, every time they did the pan flute, I'm like, oh, are we watching Survivor again? Yeah,
that's bad.
So terrible.
It's the same scene 4 times in a row. Brian Dennehy shows up in the morning, and he's like, please fuck off. But he's like, please, I just want to be left alone. And then Brian Dennehy says, it's a free country.
Yeah.
And then he talks to him this close, and because he's trying to fuck him.
I think you're pretty. You want to,
and he's
talk to me my tail for a minute?
Do you want to suck from my lactating chocolate milk boobs?
He did have a stain on his boob.
That was the only source of entertainment we had for the entire episode was the fact that Brian Dennehy he has chocolate milk coming out of his boobs. He's lactating chocolate milk.
This is a fact. It's on. It's just recorded.
You can even see in the main IMDb picture. You can see it a little bit here.
Forgive me. I had a Reese's peanut butter cup on my tit.
Right.
It's on the inside and it melted and it's there forever.
Yeah, it tastes good. You want to lick?
Wait, this is from the other episode. Okay. This one was fun.
That one's probably more entertaining. Yeah.
Bill Pullman directed that episode, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish we would have watched that one.
Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh,
there's one picture from this episode.
Yeah,
one.
It's terrible.
Wow, look at that.
So Joe Dante.
A view through a window.
Joe Dante is one of those directors where I both hate him and love him.
Yeah, there's two sides to him.
The more I watch of what he's done, I start to think less of him.
Well, it's just like what John Orris said years ago at school. He said, Joe Dante just wants to make cartoons now. It's all he's fascinated with. He wants to do cartoons.
I liked Captain America, and I liked the first Avenger, Captain America, the first Avenger. I think he directed that. And,
no, that was
it wasn't Joe Dante.
That was Joe Johnson.
Yeah,
Joe Johnson. Okay, I'm sorry. Joe Dante directed one of the Marvel movies, though, didn't he?
No, Joe Dante hasn't done shit. Like, really, sadly.
So all he did was Gremlins, and then he just kind of fucked off after that. Okay, gotcha.
Well, I mean, he really hasn't survived.
Who directed the Rocketeer? Who did that one? Is that Joe Johnson?
Joe Johnson.
Joe
Johnson, yeah.
I can't get my fucking director straight.
Joe Dante did Gremlins in the sequel. So he did the Gremlins movies, which I love.
Yeah.
He did.
I think the sequel's better than the first one. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, same here. But he did the Twilight Zone movie, the It's a Good Life part, which is good.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's right. That's when we were talking about him. Yeah.
The Howling is a great movie.
He did the first Piranha.
Good. Yeah.
He did.
Wait, he directed Piranha?
Yeah.
Oh,
he also directed one of the best comedies, The Burbs.
The Burbs is great. Yep.
And then he did Matinee with John Goodman,
which is okay.
And he made Small Soldiers, which is somehow better than it should be.
People like that one.
I went to the theater to see that. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I need to watch that again. I have not seen that since I was probably a kid.
Yeah, when I went to go see that, I was thinking it was going to be a kids movie, and it really fucking isn't. It's more Gremlins than it is, a kids movie. Yeah, it's.
And he directed a movie called The Hole in 2009, which I hear is good. They recommended it on Red Letter Media, and I've never seen it.
Is that the one with Shia LaBeouf?
I don't know, but he did Burying the X, which looks terrible.
That's a bad movie.
And then he did Looney Tunes Back in Action.
That's not a good movie.
And then he did that show I talked to you guys about called Splatter with Corey Feldman, where he plays a zombie. He's a rocker who kills himself and then stalks people. It's like a web series. It's fucking the worst thing I've watched in a long time.
I'd rather shove a Blu-ray copy of Burbs in my ass.
Yeah.
And then he also did.
I wouldn't walk across the street and see Corey Feldman. He did
a segment in that anthology movie called Nightmare Cinema. So if we ever watch that movie on here.
Well, he directed a bunch of Masters of Horror episodes too, though.
He did 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, he did. I think
Screwfly Solution and Homecoming.
That's it. Yeah.
He did 2 episodes of this show.
Oh.
He did Quiet Please, and he did an episode called, I don't know which one's which here. The Occupant, which is starring Bridget Fonda.
Wow.
I almost chose that episode. It's funny.
Wow. Yeah,
you know what's even funnier is I chose this episode because I'm like, I'm looking for episodes when I choose. Either it looks really interesting to me or it's like a story we haven't dealt with. We haven't dealt with someone going out in the woods yet. So I figure why not? I like Carrie. Yeah. I like Brian Dennehy. What can go wrong?
Thank you for that.
Then I found out Joe Dante directed it. I was like, oh, okay.
He meant well. It's kind of like what I was trying to do with that episode that I had to miss, where I was like, okay, we got Forrest Kelly, we got
all the pieces
Gene Roddenberry, and yeah, so it sucked. I meant well.
This is kind of the fun of the show is, yes, Adam, you talk about the illusion of choice because it's a choice, but you get to go, oh, my. Reading a book judging a book by its cover does not pay off most of the time.
You know what this show is? This show is basically the monkey's paw personified as a podcast, because it's like we choose shit and then we instantly regret our choices, and no matter what we wish for, it doesn't get any better. Things just keep getting worse and worse until it resets, and then we do it all over again. It's the monkey's paw.
I like the last episode I picked, the Flypaper. That was fun. I like that one. This one, I wasn't as confident with this one. No.
Well, I don't want to see any more of this show. Yeah, I'm already instantly turned off by this show. I'll watch more of it because, hey, podcast. But not like in my leisure. No, not unless it's an assignment. Will I ever turn this on ever again?
I think what I'll do is create a list of like the best anthology show, and then we'll run down to the worst. Right now, Inside number 9 is the one to beat.
It might be interesting to do one of your bracket challenges for the stuff that we've watched on Anthology shows so far, to see what wins.
The problem is Black Mirror is going to win, and I already know that. It's fucking stupid.
Oh, is Black Mirror even in your list?
Yeah. It's an Anthology show.
No. Oh no!
I think I've seen like 3 episodes of Black Mirror. It's fine.
It's not terrible. It's just I don't like watching it. It's not fun to watch. It just constantly makes me hate my life more.
Yeah,
and
it's
more
really
and more.
yeah, it's depressing.
It's fucking. It's like it's too close to home with everything. Like just way too much of it.
I get pissed at Frank because I'll tell him I don't like the show, and he goes, "You're gonna deal with this stuff in your lifetime." I go, "No, I will fucking."
Don't you know this shit's happening right now? I'm like, yeah, Frank. That's why I go to escapism to get away from this shitty reality that is my own life. You know,
yes, but anything happening in any of these episodes, we will never deal with in our lifetime.
Yeah,
he thinks technology is moving way faster than it is.
Yeah.
We're not going to live in an Avatar world where we just sit in a chair like the Bruce Willis movie and just sit there.
Surrogates?
Surrogates, yeah.
What an awful movie.
Yeah.
I saw that in the theater.
I laughed my ass off through that one. That movie's great with lots of alcohol. That's all.
Here's a good question.
Oh,
what's the last good Bruce Willis movie?
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Glass wasn't terrible.
I didn't like it.
I liked it. I didn't like it because of Bruce Willis.
Looper was good.
Looper might be the answer here.
I like Looper.
The Red movies I don't like.
No, and
Cop Out, no.
Oh, Cop Out's
like
fucking.
Red. First Red's not bad, but I never watched.
Yeah, first Red was okay. The second Red was terrible.
Well, I just think it's his reaction. Like Bruce Willis has such a great life and career, but he seems so miserable. It's like the Adam Sandler effect. He's so miserable. It's like if it's that awful, just stop doing it. Like how much?
It's like he goes through these periods of life where it's like he's enjoying life, and when he's enjoying life, like it reflects in his work, and then when he's just going through the motions, it also shows in his work. He's not.
Granted, if I
much of a poker face.
If I had his cunt daughters, I'd probably kill myself. So that's probably what's doing it.
That's a bad rumor.
Nah, it's all true.
Anyway, Adam Sandler though at least seems like a good dude. Like everyone who
he's a good guy. Yeah,
everyone loves him.
Yeah.
So I think he's a really good person. He just doesn't give a shit.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you were talking about Adam Sandler, I went to the theater to go see Uncut Gems. I was not disappointed. The fucking guy can really act when he wants to.
Yeah,
I knew that when
that movie is fucking absolute chaos, but he is definitely trying in that fucking movie, and I think he did that just to show everybody. It's like, look, fuckers, I can act when I want to. I just don't have to. You know what I mean? And I got the point after that. I'm like, okay, he has talent. He just chooses not to use it.
Yes. Yeah. Punch Drunk Love is another movie where that's the first movie I watched. I go, he can fucking act. Paul Thomas Anderson's the guy who's above Frank Darabont in my list of directors.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, PTA's all right. I mean, he's good, but I mean, after Boogie Nights, he's okay. I don't know.
Most of his movies came out after Boogie Nights.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not like I'm saying. I'm not.
You know, like Magnolia.
It's all right. I still haven't.
There Will Be Blood.
Oh, it's a masterpiece. But I'm not going. Okay, there will be blood. Inherent Vice. Inherent Vice isn't that great compared to There Will Be Blood.
I didn't even bother watching the Dress movie.
The Master.
The Master I like. I don't love.
The Master's okay. Yeah, it's not great.
It's a watch once movie and then forget it ever existed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with PTA. I like PTA as a person. Like I like him anytime I hear him on an interview and his commentaries. He's a funny guy and he's pretty down to earth.
You know, he married Maya Rudolph, so he's got to be funny. Like,
absolutely. Yeah, they got
a weird couple.
And he always knocks her up. She is always pregnant. He is a fucking sperm machine.
Yeah. They got like.
If I was dating Maya Rudolph, I'd be knocking her up too, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I think she's fucking great. So.
Oh, Maya Rudolph is a gem.
Yeah. It's nothing more sexier than a woman that can be hot and be funny at the same time. That's super hot.
She's hot and interesting looking.
Just like Betty White.
Just like Betty White.
Yeah, but Betty White's just pure sex, though. Dripping, oozing sex. And this is Maya Rudolph.
What else is pure sex is Helen Mirren. While we're at it.
I'd fuck Betty White and Helen Mirren into dust.
You think Bruce Willis tried?
Oh, absolutely.
On the set of Red?
Yep.
I would if I was Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Come on,
just
let me do it.
Just curiosity would have killed me,
I watched the movie. I skimmed through it. It's like one of those art movies of the 70s, I want to say. It was like the thief, the cook, his wife when they're little or something like that.
Oh, it's an 80s movie, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, Helen Mirren, rated R, nudity. I'm like, let's see what this, and I skimmed through it.
Yeah. Actually, all you need to do is watch Excalibur. There's plenty of that there.
And Caligula.
Oh, I didn't.
And Caligula.
This was just the one that fell on my plate, and I took advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, hey, I was not disappointed.
No, yeah, young Helen Mirren is tight.
I'm not that kind of guy that, like, I want to see them naked, but I was like, hey, it's right there. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to see what's going on. Yeah. I'm not a perv, but I appreciate beauty.
Yeah.
I'm an artist.
I didn't watch the movie. But
yeah, of course not. I had my dick out the whole time, but other than that.
I'm being honest because in the first episode of this show, I admitted to masturbating to Schindler's List. So
this is true.
I have nothing to fucking hide.
That's true, yeah.
You don't come back from that.
No, I didn't.
The Twitterverse can't have you now.
No, I didn't masturbate to this movie. I just went, oh, wow, impressive.
I like what I'm seeing.
Skimmed through the movie and I was done. It looked like a terrible movie.
I think it's one of those artsy classics, though.
That's what I was saying, artsy movie. And I was like, no, British, artsy, no thank you.
And it's so weird that she married Taylor Hackford.
Really?
I didn't know that. The weirdest thing. Yeah, they've been married for years.
Taylor,
like a long time. He must have a dick that won't quit.
How the fuck does that make sense?
I know, it's wacky.
He's older than I thought. I thought he was 20 years younger. Okay.
And he directed Dolores Claiborne.
And produced it. I love Taylor Hackford, but that's strange.
How's that Blu-ray transfer on Excalibur?
It's good.
Yeah, you can do 4K. It's not on 4K yet, is it?
No, I don't think Excalibur is ever going to get a 4K release because this is kind of one of those love it or hate it type movies. But like when it comes to the King Arthur shit, like that is my absolute favorite. So
I would agree. I think that one's very well made.
I love
Excalibur
it. I just fucking love it.
Yeah, Excalibur's a good
movie. It's still in a shrink wrap because this is one of those ones you have to commit to it because it's a very long movie.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that movie.
I haven't seen that.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to force myself to watch. It was on HDNet one night. I was like, I kind of want to watch this, and I got hooked. I watched the whole thing. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
It's a lot of really good
HDNet's the worst.
Yeah.
HDNet is so fucking terrible.
It includes commentary by director John Borman.
Oh,
don't know if I want to listen to that guy, but hey,
that'll push you to sleep.
No, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
I'm John.
He has word "bore" in his name.
I'm Borman. Hello, how are you?
I am the Bore Man.
That is a guy that definitely likes to drink his own piss, I'm sure.
I directed Deliverance. If you want to talk about gay sex rape, it's me.
Quick question here, Adam. Since you said you like the, all that era and that storyline, did you watch the Guy Ritchie one?
Not yet. I want to. Curiosity wants me to watch it. Like I know it's supposed to be really bad. And the funny thing about that is, I went to the theater to go see not The Gentleman. There was some other movie that was in that theater, and it's one of the, it's a digital theater, so it's like the movie's going to be in one theater, and they just kind of change it around. You know what I mean, like logistically in the movie theater. So I walked in at the end credits of that Guy Ritchie King Arthur. So
okay.
I'm like, I don't know what this movie is, but I want to see it because I know it's going to be fantastically, amazingly bad.
I finally watched it. Because I watched The Gentleman, and I'm fucking obsessed with that movie. I watch it like once every third day, I'd say.
That's a good one.
I watch it all the time.
I should probably buy it. Yeah, it's got a cadence to it. Yeah,
I gotta buy that.
It's so fucking good.
It's rewatchable. Yeah.
And I went, let's watch King Arthur, and I'm like, I don't like King Arthur. I don't like period movies for the most part.
It's fantasy. You don't like fantasy.
Yes, correct.
Fantasy I don't like. Period movies I'm fine with. The problem with King Arthur is that they just keep doing it over and over and over again. And most of the time it's boring as fuck. The reason I like this one is because it's so fucking edgy.
Well, I hate to break to you, King Arthur isn't real. It's a fantasy. It's not based in reality.
It's just been done so many times. You just get tired of it. It's like they keep doing King Arthur and Robin Hood like every 2 years.
Yes, they do.
Making those movies
because eminent domain. That's why.
I hate I hate that fantasy and I hate that time period and I hate that story. But I watched it and I'm like, I like this movie.
You wouldn't survive the feudal system.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's an entertaining movie. It's a popcorn movie, but I liked it, and I was surprised because I fucking hate this style.
Speaking of that same kind of attitude, I watched the new Hellboy movie. I loved it. The Neil Marshall one. I loved it. I did. I was like, this is not that bad. It's actually a lot of fun because I had zero expectation, and David Harbour is actually really funny.
Well, to be fair, it's the same reason Adam hated the Fantasy Island movie, and I watched it and was like,
I'm not going to watch that.
I was waiting for the worst thing ever because I'm like, Blumhouse.
Oh, it's not the worst thing ever for sure, but the Hellboy one is it's just a fucking mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I really didn't. I was shocked.
Maybe it's because I really loved the first two Hellboy movies, so I had expectations going into it. I tried to say, okay, let's give David Harbour a chance. Let's see what this director's going to do. And my problem is it's one of those movies where it's trying to set up all these things, and it spends so much time trying to set up all these things that it doesn't really come into its own at any point. It's just setup after setup after setup, and it gets really fucking monotonous after a while. And
I just wish they'd let Del Toro do his last Hellboy just to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like I really loved the second one, and I was all pumped for the third one, and then it just never fucking happened. So and the fact that last Hellboy movie was so terrible.
They'll never make one again.
They'll never get it. The only way it's going to happen is if like Amazon or fucking Netflix throws Del Toro some money and says, "Here, we'll pay for it. You do it."
Anything's possible because Ryan Johnson just signed a giant deal with Netflix. Did you hear this?
Hopefully Ron Perlman and doesn't die before that fucking shit ever happens because that's going to suck. You know. Be okay. I'd be okay even if they did an animated third sequel because they did a couple of animated Hellboy movies, and those are good too. I have them on Blu-ray; they're good.
I did like the Amazing Screwhead or Screw on Head, whatever. That's a good one. That one's funny.
I don't get Hellboy. I don't like him. I don't care.
It's just it's Del Toro, one of Del Toro's better comic booky type movies. Like it's just I think I like it because it's so ridiculous. You know,
well,
like it just.
You guys like Del Toro a whole lot more than I do.
Yeah,
I know. I don't like everything Del Toro does. I hated the fucking Shape of Water. It's fucking.
I hated that too.
Shit.
I hated it too.
I didn't like that gothic horror one that we're always making fun of all the time either. The Crimson.
Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak. That movie sucked too. So I like movies like I liked Mimic. I liked Blade 2. I liked both the Hellboy movies. Those are all entertaining to me.
Blade 2 has a very special place in my heart.
Yeah,
I do not like Blade 2.
Fun.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
It's fun. That movie's fun as fuck.
How can you not like Blade 2?
I like
the first one. Perlman in it, man.
The first one's good. Yeah, I like the first one too.
Yeah, the first one's the best. But
Blade 2 is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Blade 2 reminded me of like a Resident Evil or an Underworld movie.
Oh, you take that back. You're crazy.
Is it because of the bad CG? Is that why you don't like it?
No, the first one has terrible CG, so that clearly
that's true.
Rough. Yeah.
I just didn't like the movie that much.
You just like the 4K now too, so it looks even more rough than it did the first time.
Wow! I just like it. Tracy Lord's getting her head blown off, going, "You motherfucker!"
That fucking club scene, that with the New Order song playing in the background, that's my favorite opening in any movie. I fucking love that whole club blood sprinkler shit sequence in the beginning. That's my favorite shit ever.
We should have a show dedicated to your top 5 best openings of a movie.
I like that idea. We could do that episode. Yeah.
Should do that one of these days.
I could come up with that list easily.
I think we're all different. We all have our different ideas of what
there'd be no overlaps at all.
No, I don't think there would be.
You won't like any of my shit.
The Dark Knight would be on mine.
Well, I think we'll overlap because I'd put Blade and Dark Knight on there.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Maybe we should.
Now that you guys got Dark Knight, I'll just come up with something else just to be different.
No, I think we need to compare notes and then we'll go off on that. Yeah. Because the Dark Knight, holy shit, that's the
person who has it closer to their number one gets the key.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you have it because one of my favorite openings is Gangs of New York.
I don't remember that opening.
Oh, it's so great. The fight between Liam Neeson and Daniel Day-Lewis. And it's got the Peter Gabriel music. It's fucking awesome. I saw that movie 3 times in theater just for the opening of the movie.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Ugh.
I don't hate him, but I get it. I can understand the hate.
Lame.
I'm going to give Frank the 10-minute warning.
I'm going to give this episode a 4 out of 10. It's below average. Boring. Annoyed me. It was only 20 minutes and somehow it felt like 40. Really? I was very disinterested.
Come on, Dick.
Well, you did it.
Yeah, your phone's on.
It doesn't mean anything. I lowered the volume.
It's not really fun to look at. There's no tension. There's nothing to get invested in. Henry Rollins looks awkward, and it's almost like detracting from the rest of whatever it is they were trying to set up. I can't stand Carrie Elwes' bad accent. Brian Dennehy's good as always, but there's not really enough of him in this to really enjoy. So, fuck it. Yeah, 4 out of 10.
I also gave it a 4 out of 10.
I would agree.
It didn't piss me off as much as Adam, but it still wasn't good. It wasn't.
No. We've seen worse for sure.
It wasn't.
This is.
It was. I was gonna bend over and stretch, but since I'm talking, I guess I'll turn the camera on. Dick just roast so. I'll change his name to I'm a dick who won't turn off his phone. Anyway, yeah, it didn't bother me. It didn't annoy me because I think if they had more going on, it would have annoyed me more because it would have just been more clutter in the way of the obvious ending. But this one, it's so simplistic that I almost want to be like, kudos on your super simple episode that did nothing. It felt like they're so fucking proud of this as a horror short, whatever you want to call this. Henry Rollins is like, whatever he says, grab your tongue, someone else will. Bite your tongue, someone else will. Out. Credits. It's like, God,
he didn't even laugh. It wasn't even a joke. He was so serious when he said it.
This is like the unsweetened soy milk of fucking
if you don't bite
anthology
your tongue,
movies.
Someone else will. It's
lame.
So bad. But yeah, it could have been worse. Could have been a whole lot better, obviously, but could have been worse. Dick,
it's below average.
It's a 4 out of 10. It's everything. Okay. It's worse. It's just terrible. It's not worth the effort, and I'm disappointed in Brian Dennehy.
Yeah. In my 3-tier system, it went in the middle bucket. 3 and below.
I can't say I'm disappointed in Carrie Elwes because it's like par for the course. It's like when he's good, he can be really good, but that's like so far and few between that it's like, okay, well, Carrie Elwes was in it. Who cares?
I like him in The Crush with Alicia Silverstone, where
I like him in Saw.
She stole his. She stole a condom out of his trash and said he raped her.
I loved him in Twister when he did the same thing to Helen Hunt.
He gets killed by a ladder.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that movie's a fucking guilty pleasure for sure. I love that movie. It's fucking awful. It's an awful movie that I love. I really do.
Oh man,
it's loud as shit in the theater. I remember seeing that in a really small theater and being like,
yeah, that was like such an event movie, It's like,
I didn't see.
CG is fun.
I did not see that in theaters. That was the home video one for me.
I saw it in theaters, and that's one of those ones. If it's on TV, I'll watch it. Like I'll sit and watch it. If it's on a TV show, like even with the fucking commercials, I'm like, it's Twister. I can't walk out on this. Yeah.
Jan de Bont had 2 movies right in a row, where Speed and then Twister. If they're on, I'm fucking watching them.
Yeah.
Fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman, just like really.
Extreme!
Can't the fuck up through the whole thing.
Both of them have Cameron from Ferris Bueller, though.
Yep.
That's true. I guess Jan de Bont loves Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Well, who doesn't?
That movie.
I'm a giant fan of that film. I do not like the Matthew Broderick because he killed people in Ireland.
He'll keep calling me, and calling me.
I'm curious what Jan de Bont has done since then.
I think he produces a lot now. I think he's semi-retired.
Let's find out before we head out.
Because Jan de Bont was Paul Verhoeven's DP.
Yeah.
He did RoboCop.
Produce Haunting, Minority Report, which is great.
Those are fun movies. I like all those. I love Minority Report.
5 movies. Oh, Laura Croft. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Haunting. I forgot he directed the
That's
Haunting.
a bad one, yeah.
It's bad, but I didn't watch that movie. He also did Speed 2.
Oh.
Speed 2 Cruise Control.
That could have been way better if they didn't have Jason Patrick in there, if Keanu Reeves didn't say go fuck yourselves. But it's bad. It's bad.
It's a bad movie.
I remember the record. I want you guys to know that I absolutely 100% despise disaster movies, but I still love Twister. I still love Twister. Like that. That's the one exception,
disaster, though. Yeah.
No, it's just fun. It's fun. Fucking.
What I hate about disaster movies is the Roland Emmerich effect, where it's Tokyo, Egypt, and you're like
spectacle.
Slow down.
It's spectacle, and the other thing I hate, and this goes all the way back to the 70s with the Towering Inferno and Airport and all that other bullshit. Is it becomes all about these wonderful characters and who's gonna fucking live and die, and I just get tired of that shit. It's an old formula. I'm just like, and then one of the worst ones ever is Volcano with fucking Tommy Lee Jones and
no, I know
what's her fuck in it? Yeah,
Linda Hamilton.
That's that one was the one with Linda Hamilton. That one's Dante's Peak. That one's okay. That one's okay.
I saw that on an airplane going to Washington D.C.
That was a joke at it. The same fucking movie. And
I know, awful. But Volcano, if you notice, everybody in that movie screams through the entire fucking thing, and that's another trope that I hate about most disaster movies. Is I don't want to watch people screaming for 2 fucking hours. I just can't. My brain can't handle it.
I hate the, before we head out, the Roland Emmerich stuff with the dad. I'm disappointed in you. Like, and then, at the end, and they have to save the dog, and like, oh god.
Well, it's paint by numbers, fast food stuff. That's what.
It's so go buy American. It's fucking disgusting. It's like, the Americans are gonna fucking do everything right because America. Fuck you. You know,
at least
you're not even American yourself.
What was the name of that Armageddon similar movie that came out with
Deep Impact?
Yeah, at least Deep Impact had the balls to have that ending where it fucking hits and then Téa Leoni and her dad are just dead. And I was like,
well, it destroys the West Coast or the East Coast?
Yeah, I think they're on the Pacific Ocean, so I think
it's just West Coast. Okay, great. I'm fine with that.
At least they had balls to do that.
I would love to see California sing into the ocean,
even though you're there.
Whatever, I'll take it. I'll take the hit for everybody.
You're just like,
fuck this. Fuck you, Newsom.
Thank you.
I do. I hate them. The only reason I even kind of like Independence Day is because somebody had the idea, let's take Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum and put them in a spaceship, and that's good enough. Yeah. That saves it for me.
Let's go faster.
Oh, mama. Oh.
Adam.
It's my pick? Oh, fuck.
Tell me when to stop shuffling. I did some differences, if you can't tell. I changed the colors.
It looks like there's less shows.
You're going to hear a weird grunge song. So, no, there's the same amount of shows. But tell me when to stop shuffling.
I'm thinking.
Dead air. This is a podcast.
Don't push me. Don't you dare push me.
Well, at least talk
my picks have been terrible. Shuffle. No.
Okay. Spin.
Well, now you got to wait again.
Let me go full screen.
There we go.
Tell me when. At least talk through your method if you're
gonna. I'm waiting for the thing to totally be like center and then hit it. Okay.
Okay.
And now. Pop a roach up in this bitch.
Oh no, we're getting one of the porn ones.
Yes.
Good. Oh no.
There better be titties. That's all I gotta say. There better be tits in this.
I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
I'm guessing there's probably no tits.
Okay, I'll tell the podcast listeners what we landed on. Femme Fatales, 2011 to 2012. So, if I'm not mistaken, let me switch over here and put on what I have from that show.
Uh-oh. 250 episodes.
Nothing. I have nothing.
I wonder if his porn folders are this fucking organized.
I don't have any porn on here. The internet exists, Adam. Who the fuck has porn on their hard drive?
Yeah, that's
I
a
have
waste.
a family. Okay?
You strike me as the type of guy that has a special drive just for all of that.
No, you have a Bat Cave, and it's a porno cave.
Bat Cave, yeah.
Just like Chris Rock said.
It's like Frank's special closet. You just go in there and there's just all this shit in a big box.
After you're a psychosexual podcaster and you're getting your victims real and in person, porn just doesn't have the same weight.
No, it doesn't.
This just doesn't work anymore. Huh?
No, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Got it.
So
there is no substitution for blood.
I will find a way to watch one of these episodes by next week. Adam, so that means you're going to have to choose your episode rather quickly. I don't know if it's going to matter because this show sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
So just pick one out of a hat, I guess.
Try to find the best lesbian story.
The one with the best scissoring scenes? Gotcha.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
But I think, I don't know if Bound is on there, the Wachowski brothers/sisters movie.
You can't call them that no more. They're not that person anymore.
But they're not people anymore, is that what you said?
No, they're not men anymore.
Yeah. So I said slash. But we'll choose an episode. It'll be on LIW Anthology Pod. I'll share the poster on there. If you have an idea, you can chip in to Adam at Raiders of the Lost Flicks on Twitter. Send him which one you want to watch.
Yeah. Give me some clues.
Terrible no matter what. Next week's going to suck.
I need help. Because all my picks have been awful lately.
Adam needs all you perverts out there to tell us what episodes of Femme Fatale is worth watching.
Hey, my Friday show has plenty of perverts. Trust me. We've watched all of the Andy Sedaris movies. They're out there. Right.
Speaking of psychosexual predators.
Hey, can you watch the Femme Fatale episode about the woods and Brian Dennehy?
Between Andy Sedaris and all the stuff that we watch with what's her name in it? Yeah, we're definitely we got our audience. Yeah.
You know what I just remembered? Jan de Bont wrote. He didn't only direct Speed 2 Cruise Control. He wrote it based off a dream he had of a cruise ship hitting the shore. Fun fact.
Oh.
Also, Speed and Cruise Control, kind of opposites. But whatever.
Yeah, neither one of them worked, which is why that movie just fell apart. Kind of started somewhere around Jason Patrick. Yeah.
Fuck Night Visions. I hope we never draw the show again. That means we will watch it every fourth episode, probably.
Not a good start to introducing us to a show. Yeah.
No. But hey, Adam, you're going to go next week. Dick's going to go the week after that. And then we get a Inside Number 9 episode.
Yay! Okay, good.
Yeah, we like that one. Yeah.
And Dick chose the last one, so it'll be my turn to pick an episode.
Yeah, that was good.
And then Adam. So we'll do it like that. The same rotation. But I'm looking forward to that now. That's like a beak. That's like a light at the end of the tunnel, right?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're all gonna die.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of treat here, and nobody appreciates it. You know what? We're doing Tales from the Crypt again. This is LIW Tales from the Crypt review again.
Ah!
Boo!
All right. LIWstudios.com for me, LIW Anthology Pod, LIWTZ Review on Twitter, and Loitering Wonderland on YouTube. Adam?
Thanks for watching Monkey's Paw, the podcast. I am Adam Wilcox. You can find me on Twitter at Raiders_OTLF, RaidersLostFlix.com, www.RaidersLostFlix.com, and we watch bad movies and TV shows and sometimes instructional videos as well. So
brilliant ones
every weekend. Yep.
Dick's
on the show too. Yeah.
I am totally 100% nude.
I know.
Are you lactating chocolate milk? I'm asking for a friend.
No, it's not chocolate milk, but it's close.
Okay.
It's Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay.
I don't even like Dr. Pepper.
Chocolate Dr. Pepper.
Ugh.
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper right now.
I just got tired of looking at myself in the camera.
Do any of you fuckers remember Canfield's Diet Chocolate Fudge Soda?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Sounds like
that's a regional thing. Yeah, I don't know that.
That's a regional thing.
I could tell
it was around in the 80s. It was pretty good.
I don't think I've ever seen a fudge cola.
It kind of tasted like Dr. Pepper. It was like a chocolate-flavored soda. It was all right. Yeah.
It wasn't Dr. Tableside Salt or those knockoffs like Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder was the brand. Yeah. No, it was Dr. Thunder. I've had that before. That's
Mountain Mist.
Oh, Dr.
Yeah, Dr. Rock
brands. Yeah.
Mountain Early Morning Leaf Mist. Like they try so hard to say "do," but they can't.
Do they still make Sierra Mist? Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah, that's Pepsi. Pepsi owns that one.
Pepsi 7-Up. Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Pepsi
and Coke is Sprite.
Sprite sucks. Fucking.
And then there's the other one.
If you're gonna drink the lemon lime, go original fucking 7-Up. Yeah.
Oh, I love A&W root beer. I think that's one of my tops.
That's good shit too. Yeah.
I like A&W.
I prefer Barks.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh, actually,
you prefer the other one. What's the other one?
The other Barks root beer. I prefer
Actually, I prefer Dad's root beer.
Mug root beer. I enjoy good sarsaparilla.
Hey, Sioux City sarsaparilla is fucking good.
Sounds good.
IBC.
Right, thank you for doing your impression there, Dick, of a movie Adam hates. We won't talk about
it. No whimsy. I think that's gonna make.
What do you want?
That's gonna make every episode. I think.
I hope so.
I think so. It's the new racist shirt thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least this is completely.
Yes.
You wore a racist shirt for real. This is completely unfair. Jansen's not here to make this joke anymore, and so
you guys are making a Phantom Jansen right in front of us. Yeah,
we're creating. He's gonna
Jansen is haunting me. Yeah.
Hey,
he's gonna appear out of nowhere.
You know what? I'm gonna start a band and call it the Phantom Jansens.
Oh God, it's the worst band ever. You can open for what's that fucking folk rock?
And then we'll just quit before the fucking show starts.
Mumford Sons?
Yeah, Mumford and Sons. I had a band in high school. Okay, we need to get out of here, but let me say this. I had a band in high school, I swear to God. We called ourselves the Unreliables. And we would open for our friends' bands, and the joke was we would not show. So they'd be like, Unreliable. And I would come out on stage and be like, nobody showed, man, sorry.
You're opening for your friend. You're opening for your friend's band, Smash Mouth.
Yeah. But we made T-shirts and we made a website. It's so fucking fun. And some guy.
I still love that fucking meme that says it's a meme of Guy Fieri from fucking Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and it says Guy Fieri looks like Smash Mouth sounds.
Well, he's the singer of Smash Mouth, right?
Yeah, it may as well be. Yeah, he's still rocking that fucking ICP look, that Insane Clown Posse.
Here's an amazing thing I just thought of right now. I don't know. I know the lead singer of Creed. I know the lead singer of so many fucking bands. I don't know that guy who sings for Smash Mouth. I call him Smash Mouth. I don't know his name.
I don't
Guy Fieri. Yeah.
Does anybody? None of us. The three of us.
No,
do not know
I have no clue.
That man's been famous most of our lives, and we don't know his fucking name. That's amazing.
He's a mystery.
Hey, now,
I know Sugar
Ray. He's a rock star. Get your game on. Go play.
I used to play a game at work where we tried to get All Star stuck in the other person's head by saying the least amount of words. And Hey Now was the how it ended, where I'd be like,
a step too far. Yeah,
he'd be helping the customer, he'd be like, "Hey Now," and he'd go, "You're an All Star." Fuck. We're like, yeah.
See, I hear Hey Now. I think Larry Sanders Show with Hank Kingsley.
This guy was like 8 years younger than me, so he didn't
you won't know. I used to torture my employees with Fergie songs. I just walk up and say, "First class, in the sky, champagne."
Oh my God!
You'd be like, "You picked fucking the worst, asshole! I hate you."
These are the worst songs too.
I listen to that song a lot when I'm in
all of her songs are the worst songs.
When I'm in the gym working on my fitness. Adam's a witness. I listen to that song a lot.
I love her MILF song. Get the MILF money. Gonna make your MILF money. Oh, I miss
Josh Duhamel.
Oh God,
All right, let's get out of here. So long, citizens.
Bye.
Who closed the door?
Which Star Trek was she watching?
Is she done with Star Trek now?
It's late over there. She's just killing time with Star Trek at midnight.
It is 10:58 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm going to go get some more ice water while he's compiling his
there you go.
Audio.
Call me Snake.
Call me Mr. Tibbs.
Call me Ishmael. Oh, sorry.
No classical literature here.
Yeah.
We don't believe in it.
Henry fucking Rollins.
What?
All right, I'm gonna go pee. Hi, Adam.
Hi.
Waiting on Dick. I'm just posting this. I don't know if Frank's gonna show up.
He isn't the one. King of the world and the devil's son.
Yeah, seriously.
He's
the neutron man.
that was his brother, Powerman 5000.
His brother.
That is his brother.
Is it really?
Yeah, Powerman 5000 is Rob Zombie's brother.
No.
Yes, I swear to God. That's why, like, I don't see Powerman 5000 anywhere anymore because I think Rob kind of took the spotlight. He kind of semi-retired, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, they were famous a decade before Powerline 5000. So
exactly.
I always thought they were like kind of like the sister version of what do you call Guar?
Yeah, a little bit.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them are ripping off Alice Cooper anyway. So
did you ever see? There's some band. They dress up as Transformers and they play a cover of Led Zeppelin's "Immigration" song.
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me they play a cover of Stan Bush's.
No. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they do, but yeah.
The Stan Bush song from "You Got the Touch."
Yeah. No, they
you got the power. That would be cool.
They do an awesome immigrant song. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll share with you.
I love that fucking Transformers cartoon so much. It's so fucking weird.
This is the last thing Orson Welles did in the movie.
Oh, how sad is that?
No, sad. Orson Welles was a fucking planet. He looked like a planet in real life.
He looked like a fucking planet, yeah. I'm going to eat lunch at my place.
Orson Welles. And I was thinking, it's too bad he didn't get to do the voice of Jabba the Hutt, Return of the Jedi, because that would have been perfect for him.
Yeah, no kidding.
As a chubby fellow, I should not be making those comments, but I am anyway. I love Orson Welles, but
you're
he did let himself go.
You're nowhere near fucking him.
Yeah,
no human is.
Oh, Marlon Brando was worse.
He's pretty
Marlon
bad.
Brando, yeah, Marlon Brando in Dr. Moreau. Holy shit!
Yeah,
we have to do a whole episode of just Dr. Moreau, dude.
We do because it won B-Movie Battle 3.
It was picked, yeah. I'm looking forward to doing that one. I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm going to take notes for that.
The Blob 1958 versus Island Dr. Moreau.
Here you go. I'll watch this for about 2 seconds.
I will legit take notes for. Oh yeah, there's Shockwave. I know my Transformers. There's what's her face? Cece. I can't remember her fucking names from the movies. Oh, there's Hot Rod. Yeah, the only girl Transformer in the entire movie. That's why I can't remember her name because she never had her own toy.
You know what's crazy? We've only done 10 episodes of this show this year. Of Anthology.
That's enough.
Doesn't it feel like we did 57?
Well,
what was that?
I
said we've only done 10 episodes of Anthology series review during this year, 2021.
This is because we switched over from no, we switched over last year, didn't we?
No, well, I think what happened this year was you had like 3 weeks off. I think we did like 3 weeks. We didn't do anything.
Yeah, because
some breaks. Yeah.
I was recovering, and then. Yep. But it feels like we've done 40 episodes this year.
Well, because you're recovering.
This is crazy. This is why when we were talking about when Frank brought up the podcast, and you kept going, I don't want to do it again. No, we're never doing that again because that was fucking homework. This show's fun compared to the podcast.
Right. You don't want to turn it into work because I made that mistake once too.
Nightmare.
Yeah, when I was doing Star Wars podcasts, I was trying desperately to find any kind of a topic that was Star Wars related. This is like right after Revenge of the Sith. Everybody thought Star Wars was dead. It was fucking gone. And then when LucasArts fucking folded up, I'm like, oh fuck, there really is nothing left to talk about. It's done. And then like maybe 2 years after I did our last podcast, Disney bought fucking Star Wars. I'm like, oh, well that was a thing.
And now it's everywhere.
By that point, everybody else that I did the podcast with, they'd all gone off to their fucking lives. You know, they were doing other things then after that. So
you got the power.
One of those persons was a little guy named John Boyega.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Well,
really hard to get our time. He's in England. It was really hard to get our times together, but we got it.
No, he's good. It's called a phone.
I like him.
He's fine.
The time difference is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a bitch, especially in Yemen.
A little time difference if you use a phone, Dick.
Did you guys like Attack the Block? It was okay.
I did.
I thought it was fine.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good. It was a neat idea.
That movie. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
It was a neat idea at the time.
Yeah.
I prefer British movies. Like that.
I prefer British films.
Oh, look at what the fuck we're doing here in this country. Good God.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about right now. I'm so glad I got to see The Death of Hollywood. You have no idea.
Right. 2 more seconds.
Yeah, you predicted
I'm so
it.
happy. I'm so happy.
I think this movie here is kind of like a precursor to The Death of Hollywood, like
Escape from LA.
Things.
Well, save
like,
save it 40 seconds because we're gonna go live here in a second on this show.
Okay.
And I got the theme song already ready to go.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
You got some clips for us, Frank? I mean, Dick.
No. I'm just gonna sing the song.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, don't got no clips.
Usually that's me.
That's such an asshole. I'm such
an
asshole.
I don't prepare for these bullshit.
I'm so mad. I forgot to mention how Brian Dennehy was Frank in the last episode.
Oh, that's right.
Damn.
Totally was.
You lost a golden opportunity. It's too late now. There's no coming back.
Yeah, he totally was, right? I'm not wrong.
You fucked up. Yeah, it's gone now. It's over.
It's just close talking and non sequiturs. That's Frank.
Yeah.
Well, Frank could be the Peter Fonda of Escape from LA.
Well, I know Frank's gonna watch.
I was thinking that when I was watching it. It kind of
remember
reminds
how
me of Frank.
Thanks for not killing me, man.
Do you remember how apparently last week I said something complimentary of Frank, and he will not tell me what it was, and I don't know what the fuck I said. Why would I say a compliment?
I still think he got it mixed up with another podcast he was watching.
Yeah.
It must have been a good movie with a really good guy named Frank, and then he's Phoenix.
Phoenix. He stood up, and the blood rushed to his head, and then just everything just got kind of
or he just went
screwed up.
I'm just reading.
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone, checking my email.
I'm looking at my iPad. He thinks if he holds his iPad, he can convince us he was reading when he's clearly.
Yeah, I used to try that shit.
If he works all fucking night and then he comes in the day to department, that's insane. I just get some sleep, man. If you're working all night and then you come home and you're doing a podcast for 3 hours, I mean that's a lot.
Yeah, we're not going to do a 3-hour podcast right now. We're going to do this in an hour.
Nope.
I do not want to go. That's why I like having 3 people on the show.
Yeah.
So, we're doing the podcast, by the way. So, theme song.
I'm the one, king of the world and the devil's son.
Yeah.
LIW, John.
Yeah. Devil. Yeah.
I'm Phoenix West, the devil.
I'm Adam Wilcox, devil's son. Yeah.
Living dead Dick.
Dick, formerly of White Zombie.
Don't you feel like you could say that? And then...
I have a funny thing I would like to say about Rob Zombie. I saw him at Ozfest in 2004. Okay, he was not the main act. He was like one of the acts in the middle of the day. All right,
great, Frank.
And he's up there. This is 2004, so he's saying this is a White Zombie song, but none of you fuckers remember that. And I'm like, dude, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You're not that old. You haven't been a rock star for that fucking long. I'm like, people that are at an Ozfest are well aware of who White Zombie is. Get the fuck over yourself.
Was their big song. I am that song,
it sounds like everything he does anyway, so what fucking difference does it make? So when you buy a Rob Zombie's Greatest Hits album, you get all the White Zombie songs on there too, because there wasn't that many of them, all right? So he did that, and then he was making fun of David Bowie, and I'm like, whatever, dude.
He made fun of David Bowie?
He made fun of David Bowie because a week earlier, David Bowie had played at that same venue. It was at the fucking World Music Theater in Indiana, like right on the cusp of Indiana, right off I-80. And there was a concert there called Area 1. It was Moby and David Bowie, and they were at the newspaper. He was reading the newspaper that they were complaining that not more people had showed up to see David Bowie. That was during his Heathen tour, and I was there that week because I'm a fucking Bowie fan. But he says, well, I heard they were complaining that there wasn't enough people watching David Bowie. He says, well, I'm not fucking David Bowie. And I'm like, probably because David Bowie wouldn't fuck you. I mean,
I'm so glad you're not David Bowie.
You have to take a shower first before he'd even consider you. You're not his type. I mean, whatever. Yeah.
David Bowie is like magical and then your kind of music.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I'm like, you do realize that David Bowie pretty much pioneered glam rock, and basically what you do is redneck metal, glam metal. You know, that's what you fucking do. That's what White Zombie was. That's what Rob Zombie is. Are you missing the point? I don't know. The guy's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
This is how we go 3 hours in a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah. We talk about everything but the fucking movie.
I don't regret talking about that, but let's move on.
I'm sorry. I'm pulling Frank here.
That's fine. I called you Frank earlier. You missed it. Let's talk about...
Yeah. Okay, Frank, tell us about something worthless. Yeah.
John Carpenter's Escape from L.A. from 96. Dick has walked away from the podcast, rightfully so.
No, I'm letting you speak.
He's reading his tablet. He's reading his tablet.
That means he's on his phone. That's what that means.
No, I'm going to pull up the quote. I'm going to pull up... I'm going to pull up the John Carpenter quote.
I changed the banner at the bottom for the live show.
Yeah! He changed the banner! He's the devil's son!
I am the banner changer. Okay. Dick, yes?
Yes, very good.
No, what were you going to say?
Okay, so...
you.
Spook show, baby!
I wasn't looking for a compliment. I was asking what you
here you go.
Genuine answer.
The film is known for having rather poorly produced CGI. Absolutely. Yeah. This was due to the fact that the employees at the visual effects house, Buena Vista Visual Effects, had never dealt with computer graphics before and didn't really know how to achieve them properly. We know how to make models.
Whoops.
It brings up a good point because, okay, I was in the living room here. Just got back from physical therapy. I was fucking exhausted, and I go, I have to watch Escape from LA. I really was thinking I get to watch Escape from LA. I turn it on. Girlfriend comes up, and it's the opening scene, or it's the scene where he arrives in LA, and they have like the helicopter, and they have you see the island, and you see this like all this like cartoony looking stuff happening. She starts laughing hysterically. I was like, what? She goes, what is this? What are you doing?
Did you tell that bitch to shut up?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it looks awful. I can't deny that.
It's almost like that CG from Birdemic, Shock and Terror. You know what I mean? Like it's like really badly like just.
And I looked at that map, and it is so inaccurate to the actual geography of LA. It's horrible.
How did Burbank fall into the ocean? Because he sees Universal Studios below the ocean, but the rest of LA is fine, and stuff north of that is fine.
Well, he comes up on Cahuenga Pass. That's where the submarine comes up. That's where Barham Boulevard was. So basically, a mile and a half away from that is Universal Studios.
Yeah,
and it is below sea level there. I will give you that, but not that deep.
But you can't you see the whole thing. It's like the whole county is an island, and then they show it, and somehow in the middle of the county, Burbank is just in the water.
Yeah,
Universal Studios fly off the map and go into the water.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah, and if you look at the actual like image where it's the cityscape, it's downtown LA, which is nowhere near Hollywood, and it's like a good 5-6 miles away from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't find the picture, but there was one shot. I wish I would have saved it and screenshot it so that I could share it with you. It's the scene where you first see everything kind of underwater, and there's a sign that says something tunnel or park or something like that, and it looks like the shit is typed over top of the graphic that they used for the CGI because it just sticks out so bad. I'm like, oh, well, there's that perfectly crisp font typed over top of the bad special effect that I'm looking at. Blu-ray is even less kinder to this movie than anything else.
Well, keep talking here. I'll pull it up in a second.
Well, here's the quote.
For it.
The John Carpenter quote: "Escape from LA is better than the first movie, 10 times better. It's got more to it. It's more mature. It's got a lot more to it. I think some people don't like it because they felt like it was a remake, not a sequel. I suppose it's the old question of whether you like Rio Bravo or El Dorado better. They're essentially the same movie. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. I don't know. You never know why a movie's going to make it or not. People didn't want to see Escape that time, but they really didn't want to see The Thing. You just wait. You've got to give me a little while. People will say, you know, what was wrong with me?
Yes. Well, put a pin in that. I want to talk about that in a second. But
yeah.
Like,
that's a good talking point.
Kind of hard to tell, but this should be like downtown, right? And then,
well, the shot that I was referring to wasn't like the map shot. It was like the actual shot of what they were. It's like when they first get there.
Previous conversation. Yeah. This is like Hollywood over here, and then like Burbank's like right here in the valley. This is a little valley area.
Well, there's the valley.
Somehow, you know what this scene looks like?
That's what I'm saying. Looks like how is Universal Studios, which is right here in the fucking water, right here.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's exactly right.
Okay, this reminds me of like when you go to the model shop or hobby shop and you buy like a mountain to put on your fucking model train, and then they just cut the green stuff up and they painted it and put black underneath of it and then just took a picture of it. You know it was made with computer, but it looks that bad.
Here's the awful submarine.
The movie, CGI looks better in the original because they just put glow-in-the-dark tape over models and just shot it, which looks
wasn't even really
great,
CGI.
So. Yeah. So, and then you get CGI and it looks fucking terrible.
I mean, it's bad. It is so
no
bad.
practical effects. Yeah.
Let's go back to.
You want?
Oh God.
Go to the cityscape.
I think he's trying to find that scene that I was talking about, which is not here. It's.
Hey, Snake! Whoa!
Let me enlarge this because it's too small to.
Yeah.
Yes, and Adam.
Too much of that. Yeah.
Incidentally, Adam, if you ever wanted to buy this on Blu-ray, Shout Factory, don't bother. The special features are so
I have
weak.
it on Blu-ray, but I have the one that has no special features. The one that I have literally has the trailer, and that's
it's not that much better.
Okay, it's somewhere after here, I think.
How is Universal Studios here?
Yeah, here it is. Look at that. That's funny.
It's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up, I think. I don't remember.
So Burbank, he's coming in from like the south, I thought.
Look at that. Look at that.
Hopefully you don't get dinged for this.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop it and start it.
Yeah.
You're going to get dinged for showing bad CGI.
It's all right. All you got to do is just chop it out. They give you the option to do it.
Yeah, fuck it. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, all it was is it was like some kind of a road sign, and the font looks like it was typed over top of the graphic. Like really bad, bold, like sticks out. Like it doesn't fit the perspective with what they're trying to... Yeah, it looked like Birdemic Shock and Terror. I'm sorry.
And also when the finale is in Disneyland, quote unquote,
they don't say that, but there's a big castle and it's clearly a bit Disney. But
and the ironic part is it was shot on the Universal lot.
Yeah.
Now the thing is I can't be angry about this though because I get what Carpenter was trying to make. This is kind of like his fuck you to Hollywood. He was never a big Hollywood guy, and when everybody gave him a budget, his movies always flop. So he says, you know what? I'll just make a flop because it's going to flop any fucking way. And he had a good time making it, and I think that's the real reason why he likes this movie. He likes working with Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell likes playing this part. Kurt Russell's still good in the part.
Yeah.
Rest of the movie.
I love everything. The CGI is dated as fuck, even though the one 15 years earlier was not. But here's how much I love Escape from LA. You know how I save a spreadsheet of everything I've ever done?
Yeah.
This is the first show I ever did. Face Off.
Worry about you.
Look at number 2. Escape from LA in 2013. I did it because it was based in 2013. I figured we got to get to it.
Yeah, that was the show takes place in 2013.
Yes, so it's the second episode, and we went for 102 minutes.
The first one is supposed to be 1997, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2013 in this movie. Okay, now is where we're going to pick up based on what you said earlier, is remake versus sequel. It is clearly an exact replica of the first movie. It's the same fucking story.
The same beats.
Everything's the same. They replace Bernadette. Oh, sorry, what's her name? I can't think of her name in the first movie.
Adrienne Barbeau.
Adrienne Barbeau. Thank you. I was going to say Burnett Peters. Adrienne Barbeau is replaced with that girl from Hot Shots who can speak for 10 minutes and I'll get 3 words out of her. But
Smoking hot lady. Yeah,
she's her. And she dies halfway through and it becomes the other lady, the president's daughter in this. It's just everything is just beat for beat, and then you replace this person with this person. Same fucking movie.
But somehow
the fight match with a basketball.
Oh yeah, the basketball game. Fuck.
Love it, love it. It's so great. It's so cheesy. It's just wonderful.
It's so bad.
It's so funny. It's just fun. It's fun. I used to hate it, but it's grew on me, and I like it because Kurt Russell really does it. That's no trickery. He really does those shots in that time.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know why Pam Grier wasn't the fucking leading lady in this movie. Why she had to be a man in this movie. Why was that a thing?
Because look at the world around you. He was seeing the future.
Pam Grier is a sexy, powerful fucking woman. Why would you? And they put this bad dubbed voice in over top of her. There's a lot of things about this movie that I want to like, but every time I watch this, there's things that just piss me the fuck off. Every time.
Well, I think it's not dubbed; it's modulated.
Well, no. To be fair, this movie is the most prophetically accurate movie ever made.
That's what I do like about it. This is Carpenter's really warped fucking sense of humor. So I can't really for that. I have to give it some credit because that particular shot of the Hollywood sign on fire, we're seeing that now. Okay, that's not a meme anymore. That shit's happening.
We're in a world where they're trying to take red meat away from you. We are living in that world right now. No smoking, no red meat, no swearing, no sex unless you're married.
Yeah. So it is prophetic on many levels. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. And what's funny is it's not who we thought it was coming from. We thought it was coming from the ultra Christian right. It came from the ultra left. That's what nobody saw coming.
And you got a president that's trying to take a lifetime oath. Well, we had one about a year ago that was trying to do that shit too. So
and that was based on Pat Robertson, according to Kurt Russell.
That he's definitely one of the highlights. He's one of the things I like about the movie. Pat
Uncle
Robertson
Ben,
playing this fucking warped ass old, righteous chicken shit fucking president. I enjoyed his role. Yeah,
he's got a couple Twilight Zone episodes under his belt.
Oh yeah, no, he's a great actor. He's
the one with the dummy.
Actor. Yeah,
the dummy it's called.
And
the Rim.
The Rim one's awesome. The Rim Job episode's great.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Episode. I didn't like it at first, but it grows on you, No,
I like that one. It's a sweet one. That's another one of those like sweet episodes where it's like, oh, it's sweet. Love it. It's hardcore.
It is hardcore. Okay.
Rim Job, I am the one.
I'm the devil's son, yeah.
Out of the three of us, who saw this one first before New York?
Oh, I don't think that's possible.
I did.
I saw it because my dad liked Escape from New York, so I saw it with my dad. And then this movie came out. We're like, oh, we have to go see this because this is the sequel to Escape from New York.
Yeah.
So I had already seen Escape from New York. Yeah.
Came out on HBO or Cinemax or where the fuck came out. And I watched this and I was like, I like this. And I watched the original. I'm like I said in the last episode, I'm like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
And now this one's more fun, but it's not well made. Obviously, I get why John Carpenter had more fun making this. It's way more fun. It's stupid. It's stupid fun.
Yeah.
It's a big, dumb, stupid movie.
It's unapologetic.
But that's what makes it fun. It's not, if you take this seriously, something's fucking wrong with you.
Well, that's the problem, I think. I think like it's what Am said. John Carpenter just didn't give a fuck. He was tired of being burnt out by like just everyone's expectations. And I'm sure he went into this thinking this movie's gonna bomb. It doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna hopefully we'll make some money back.
I'm going to have a good time making it. I'm going to have a good time hanging out with Kurt Russell because we always get together and have a bunch of laughs, and that's probably why he had a huge budget when he made this, and I feel like most of the budget went to the thousands, and I mean thousands of extras that are in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Out to the West Coast to have a couple laughs.
No pictures, you pinko bitch.
He was definitely doing like the George Miller Mad Max thing. Every time they went into it, everybody's fucking wearing like BDSM gear and fucking fishnet stockings and you know, leather assless chaps and you know what I mean? Like just tons of people walk around. And my favorite sequence is when they get to the. Do we want to set up the story first or?
No matter.
You saw the first one. You know this one.
Okay, yeah. When they get
not the president, sorry, I know I sound like
fine.
wrong, but it's not the president; it's the president's daughter.
Yeah,
and then she has a weapon that'll turn off everything,
which I love.
She has a weapon that's basically a Damocles defense system instead of the Star Wars system. It's the Damocles. Satellites will fire on fucking Earth.
I hope this is a real thing that happens in the next 10 years.
Yeah,
I would love to see the internet go away.
Yeah,
imagine people like
would help
scrounging for internet. Like,
oh god,
my Wi-Fi, my precious.
Yeah, the world was so much better without social media. It was just
Paul Logan killed himself day one.
Good.
I do like this. I like the scene where we get to Bruce Campbell, and he's the Surgeon General of Los Angeles, and
literally
there's this underground, disgusting fucking surgery, you know, fucking ghetto back alley surgery place, and all these people walk around with these really bad prosthetic fucking cheek implants, and literally other people's faces grafted, including Bruce Campbell, grafted over top of his face. But I just noticed last night, underneath of his fucking surgical gown, he's wearing Ash's outfit. He's got the fucking shotgun thing on his back and the blue shirt, and I didn't notice that when I saw that in the theater.
It reminded me of the scenes from Brazil. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah. Yes, like I love Brazil. That's my absolute favorite. Yeah,
but it reminded me of that, where it's like only that movie looks a lot better because they have their faces, like that lady has her face stretched out, like in four corners.
Brazil is fucking wonderful. That's my favorite Terry Gilliam movie.
Are we going to have to do Terry Gilliam next?
I wouldn't mind it, except until we get past Fear and Loathing. Then it gets brutal.
Yeah, some of his stuff is not fun to watch. Yeah. Well, once you get past 12 Monkeys in Brazil, you're kind of, it's all downhill after that.
Fear and Loathing's good.
Yeah,
I've never seen that one.
Fear and Loathing's great.
Fear and Loathing's good.
I've never seen it. I'm sure it's good, though.
I've never seen.
I haven't seen Thailand.
The Brothers with Matt Damon and.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But that's not his movie, so that's why.
There's one he did with Christoph Waltz that's pretty fucking terrible. I didn't know that one.
The Theorem. The
Theorem. Yeah, that one was
Theorem movie,
trash.
something Theorem. Yeah.
Zero Theorem.
Zero Theorem. Yeah, that's it.
Zero Theorem. Yeah, that's awful.
Do your Christoph Waltz, Adam.
It's my Christoph Waltz impression. I don't know. I'm not very good with accents.
You son of a bitch. You did it before with Abandonment, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can do some fucking accent. It's only certain people I can do. I don't think I can do Christoph Waltz yet. That would take some time to learn. Yeah.
My friend Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. My good friend Quentin Tarantino.
Fuega de Los Angeles is the Spanish title.
Hey, I'm watching this live on my big screen TV right now.
I can do Christopher Walken introducing the Foo Fighters.
Los Angeles 2013 is apparently one of the titles.
That must be a foreign poster.
There's Billy Zane.
Wait, go back to that picture of Billy Zane. Go back to that. He looks so fucking stoned there, dude.
Who's he with? Who's the girl? Who is that?
Does it matter? Who hasn't he been with at this point?
The waitress at Applebee's before he came over.
Do you want to see a movie with me?
Billy Zane has a line outside his trailer with fucking like signs and like stanchions and shit. Yeah.
R.I.P. John Singleton. And we got Robert Rodriguez.
Oh wow.
Goldie Hawn. He showed up on a Harley.
Oh,
there she is.
Valerie.
Look, she's adorable. She's adorable.
She's always been hot.
Los Angeles.
There was a bummer that she wasn't in the movie longer, though.
Well, that's the trope. You got a woman in there, and she gets killed real quick.
Yep.
Hot shots. That's all I know.
They kind of make it look like she's going to be the lead in the fucking exposition dumper, and then all of a sudden, nope, she's gone.
I like that they kill her when she's like Snake, I'm back. We're gonna go and we're gonna go find whatever Jones, his house, Cuervo Jones. We're gonna find. Oh, it's like
well, she gets killed by a random bullet again by like kids. The kids are shooting machine guns into the crowd, and again, John Carpenter had the game. He saw that coming.
I like that Kurt Russell almost didn't save her from Bruce Campbell's weird Dr. Moreau. He just almost left her there. She's like, you need a guide. He's like, all right, bitch, fine.
You're right.
You know what, that whole scene, actually a huge chunk of this movie reminds me of that video game Borderlands. I think they borrowed a lot of the imagery and shit from.
I think gaming industry borrows heavily from John Carpenter, period.
Do you know when that game came out? I believe it was 2013.
There you go.
Borderlands probably did come out in 2013.
That sounds about right.
Check on that one. Yeah. One of my favorite games, by the way. I fucking love
Borderlands on the one.
All of them. Yeah, they're very fun to play. When it comes to looter shooters, those are very, very good.
Looter shooters.
I don't care for the third one as much as I loved the second one. The third one's a little on the preachy
2009.
side,
Never mind. Way off.
You're dummy.
Sequel's 2012. Then 2014. Oh.
But they still ripped it off because 2000. This is 1996, by the way.
But the main guy, Handsome Jack, has a fucking mask stapled to his face, and he looks a lot like the Bruce Campbell character. So they borrowed from that heavily.
Only thing I hated about that game was the enemies respawn. So if you go to an area and come back through that area, they're back, and you're like, "Fuck again."
Are you talking about the first one or the second one?
First one.
Yeah, the first one was bad. The second one, they fixed a lot of the dumb shit. It was
I
a
only
way
played
better
the first
game.
one.
You'll like the second one better. Don't waste your time with the third one. The second one is perfection. Yeah,
I like the first one.
You like the second one because the second one has a really, really well written story, and then they have expansions that are just as good as the main story. So it's got a huge replay value to it.
Was that a PS3 game?
It came out on PS3, PS4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Xbox 360.
It was on the handhelds too. I think they made it for the Switch, and they made it for the PSP Vita when that was out.
Maybe I'll buy it for PS4.
It's good.
It's
good,
PS3
man.
back in the day.
Get the I think it's called the Handsome Jack collection, and then it has all their shit remastered on there, so it's worth it.
So escape from LA.
Does it have a Rob Zombie soundtrack?
May as well. Yeah.
No, luckily it doesn't.
Oh, boo.
Can we talk about the soundtrack now, since you brought that up?
Yes.
The soundtrack is badass, but
love it.
The soundtrack really is obtrusive in this fucking movie. Like it's constantly going from song to song to song, like it's trying to sell that fucking soundtrack.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
Like that was one of my gripes about it. Is one of the reasons I like Carpenter music is the guy's an awesome composer and he makes his own music. This movie, he uses almost none of it.
There's a few scenes where the music
a little fucking bit. I mean, it's minuscule compared
the song
to
at the end when they show him the. Oh no, it's playing sound. No, but it shows him. Like he goes. It sounds like an old guitar.
Down.
Wow. Yeah, this is him trying to do Good, Bad, and the Ugly. You know.
Stacy Keach.
And Stacy Keach is definitely not Lee Van Cleef. He's a really bad Lee Van Cleef.
I love this song. I genuinely love that song.
Oh, it's very well done, yeah.
Really simple. I like the simple music.
It's like an old jazz musician on a stage with a cigarette in his mouth. This is called the Snake Plissken Blues.
Yeah. So I'm trying to describe this movie. It's like the first movie, Escape from New York, in a blender with like Michael Bay.
Yes. That's a good, yeah. And he's also he probably watched a Tarantino movie and wanted to do a little bit of that. So hey, let's get Steve Buscemi and throw some Tarantino style dialogue at him.
Well, you know why Steve Buscemi did this movie? Steve Buscemi did this movie so he could get money to do his directorial debut, Trust Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Steve Buscemi is a great director, though.
I believe it.
Animal Factory, great.
He directed the greatest 1 hour television episode ever called Pine Barrens, the Sopranos episode. That's his.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's one of the greatest episodes. That's one of the best 1 hours of television ever.
Wonderful on that show, too.
Yeah.
It was great. And the fucking Sopranos. Yeah.
I need to watch that show.
You got just watch the Pine Barrens.
Yeah.
I need to get over that.
Watch the whole thing. Watch the whole
season one
thing.
is fucking brutal.
No, if you watch the Sopranos, just watch the Pine Barrens episode because it's kind of an isolated episode.
Yeah, it's a bottleneck episode.
It's probably one of the greatest hours of television ever produced.
Is that the one where they're stuck out in the woods and they're eating ketchup packets?
Yeah,
that is
it's
great.
Fucking great.
It's fucking hysterically funny. Yeah,
it's basically
guys.
No, it's fucking hilarious. You have no idea. It's fucking great.
Stare at the wall and watch the paint dry. That was really good.
Nope, this
isn't Mad Men.
We're not spoiling anything. Yeah, we're not
spoilers. It just sounds fucking boring.
No, you have no idea. No. You have no idea. No idea.
Okay.
It's funny. Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, this is top 5 greatest hour of television ever created. Like swear to God.
Yeah.
Okay. Escape from LA.
Yeah.
I Am the One.
Sounds like Adam hates this more than we do, Dick. I fucking love this movie.
He might. I think he does.
The thing is, it's a love-hate thing. Because when this came out, I saw it opening day in a big, giant fucking theater in Corpus Christi, Texas. I was in the Navy when this came out. So I was all pumped for it. I saw it advertised. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, Snake Plissken. I got to go see this. And I love the soundtrack because that's the kind of shit I was listening to at the time. Gravity Kills, Rob Zombie, you know the fucking industrial thing. I think even Ministry's on the fucking soundtrack somewhere because I bought the soundtrack when it came out. Loved it when it came out, but I realized at the time, because this is like I'll be in my early 20s, like 21, 22, somewhere around there. There's this kind of thing where you get caught up in the moment of when a movie comes out. And you love it, and you're with your friends, and they're loving it, and you're having a great time. Oh, that was the greatest thing ever. And then you get older, and you go back and you watch something, and you're like, oh, that's just not as good as I remember it being. And that's kind of my attitude towards this, because a lot of the things that, like you said earlier, it is 100% a complete beat-by-beat remake of Escape from New York. But we just changed the settings. We have some not very interesting characters in this that bring it down a couple of notches for me. And with the characters that are interesting, like Pam Grier, you've got this retarded overdubbed, like you do this thing with her voice where you lowered it an octave so that everybody knows that used to be a man. And I'm like, what a waste of fucking Pam Grier. You got, Coffee here and you're not doing anything with her. It's like, and you also, like, I know Isaac Hayes is not like the most terrific actor in the world, but he was still one of the high points of the first movie. Who the fuck is Cuervo Jones? He's the most boring, cookie-cutter fucking villain. Yeah, Cuervo Jones is so bland and boring that I forget that he's in the movie sometimes. I just forget.
I switched you guys because he's just wasted space up here.
Yeah, I see. I've been demoted from my opinions on the movie. I'm sorry. I'm airing my grievances. You want to know why I don't like it as much?
You got promoted because you're not covered up by StreamYard's stupid logo, their watermark.
The songs are obtrusive, even though I like most of the music on the soundtrack. It feels like the music was put in the movie to sell a soundtrack, whereas earlier Carpenter movies, the soundtrack is part of the fun and part of the atmosphere and almost a character in the movie. I don't get that vibe from this. I'm not going to touch on the CGI because that's been done to death, but it's
there's no denying
it's just
terrible.
It's just not as fun. I was watching it last night and I was just like instantly bored because there's so much shit going on where it's just like, it's they're throwing so much at you all at once that it's like stimulus overload and it's like it puts you to sleep. It's a big dumb event movie, and I as much as I love Kurt Russell in this role, he still looks good in the part. I almost wish they would take him and put him in like other John Carpenter movies, like they put him in They Live, or they put him in Big Trouble in Little China.
Assault from Precinct 13, that movie.
Or Assault from Precinct 13. That would have been a good movie.
Would have been great. Right. Escape from the Precinct.
Yeah.
Yes. It would have fit. That would have been. It should have been his first movie, a really simple, super cheap movie where he just escapes from a really regular location, and then it goes to New York, and then this. That should have been the trilogy.
If you notice, John Carpenter doesn't do a lot of sequels to his own movies, and I think this is kind of an example of why he probably shouldn't. Yeah. So.
Well, as we're going back to before, I don't consider this a sequel. I consider this a remake.
It's a remake. It's 100% a remake.
And it happens to, because they even have the same dialogue in the beginning where Stacy Keach replaces Lee Van Cleef. He says his backstory.
And he does a bad job trying to replace him, too, because Stacy Keach is boring in this fucking...
Watch your fucking mouth about Stacy Keach.
That man's a national treasure.
He looks like my dad in the Titus show. No,
well, that's why you forget. Phoenix is a big fan of Titus.
I'm a big fan of Titus and Stacy Keach.
I'm a big fan of Stacy Keach, but I like Stacy Keach better in 1980 or Class of 1999 than I liked him in this.
I like him in American History X, where he's a big old racist.
I liked
him in
Nebraska when he sings
that Cheech and Chong movies in. Still Smoking. He's good in that.
He's good in that.
The Cheech and Chong movies in. That's fucking funny.
Yeah,
he's
Tom Skerritt.
He's not that good.
I don't know why he has a little ponytail in this movie.
I think he has a ponytail because in the first one, Stacy Keach had an earring, and I think he had a ponytail too.
So apparently, the way I learned from the special features with the interview for Stacy Keach on this film is that Escape from New York is the reason why he has 2 metal knees.
What?
He was running in one scene. He had bad knees, and one of the crew members said, "Hey, Stacy, I noticed you can't run very well. You should get your knees looked at." He said, "Yeah, they bother me." He goes, "Get them replaced." I did. So he got 2 brand new metal knees because of Escape from LA. That was his contribution to the special features. That's why you don't need to buy that Blu-ray.
Thank you. I'm glad you told me that because now I don't need to go buy that.
Don't buy
factory release for this movie.
Don't have to. It is terrible. And they interview Jose Cuervo. He doesn't even look like that in real life.
I'm sure he doesn't, but it's just the actor that they got to portray the villain of this movie is just such a boring follow-up to.
Well, I think it was just as cheap. They got the cheapest actor they can get.
Lame. Yeah.
Che Guevara is the bad guy.
Yeah. It's Che Guevara. Yeah.
I don't know
why they did should have been Benicio del Toro.
That would have been better. Yeah.
In his 1996 prime.
That would have been better.
There he is. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of Stacy Keach as an actor. I just don't like him in this. He's a very bad ripoff of Lee Van Cleef's character. He's doing the same thing.
It's the remake problem. It's weird that it's a remake involving the exact same people. That's part of the problem. Is with remakes, I try not to compare it to the original, but it's hard not to. But also,
there's so many similarities. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is just the same movie by the same people, so you have to compare it. And I will agree, Lee Van Cleef was better because he almost had like a weird sarcastic tone to him.
He was charming. He was a charming villain. Yeah.
He'd be like, "I know what you're gonna do, Snake." And Stacy Keach felt too authoritative, where he's like, "Yeah, I knew you'd try that." That's why the first clip.
It's almost like Stacy Keach and Snake Plissken have kind of like this almost anti-buddy thing going on through the entire movie, and between Stacy Keach and Snake Plissken in this one, I don't get any of that. I don't feel any kind of connection between those two. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, you also got to realize Lee Van Cleef was fucking dead.
No, I know.
What are they going to do? They have to replace him if they're going to do this movie. But the problem is they kept almost the same dialogue. Set up his character, get him in a tube, send him to the island, and then he's off. And
the other problem this movie suffers from too, guys, is for a movie that's this populated with characters, I don't fucking remember any of them. The only one that I remembered before I put this in the Blu-ray player is I remember that Steve Buscemi was in it. I don't even remember what he did. I just remember he had a goofy goatee and a weird hat, and he drove a fucking convertible for some reason. See, I remember that. I don't remember anything else about it.
I knew him as Maps to the Stars Eddie already. He's ingrained in my brain. Pam Grier, I forgot she plays a fucking man.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, Pam Grier's in this. You know, it's like you and I always talk all day about how much we love Jackie Brown. It's like, what a fucking wasted opportunity there was here. You would have had the perfect leading lady in a movie like this. It's almost like she might have taken over this movie if you would have given her anything to fucking work with.
This was the movie she did before Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
She went from Jackie Brown, or this to Jackie Brown.
Well, she had to renew her SAG contract. She had to pay her dues.
Jackie Brown.
Well, Jackie Brown's a masterpiece.
But I think all three of us think it's his best movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, yep. It's the only movie he would look like he was advancing.
Yeah,
as a filmmaker, and then he was like, no, never mind. But
you know what's neat about that too is it would have been so easy for him to just make another fucking Pulp Fiction type movie, which he has done some stuff that's like that. But he said, no, I'm going to go the other way. Most directors, they want to do the same fucking thing the very next movie, you know? And, you know, Quentin's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to do something totally mature when I'm, like, really young, you know?
And then I'll go back to that shit immediately.
And then I'll go back to that shit later, yeah.
Quentin Tarantino makes great bad movies.
Yeah.
That's what he loves. That shit. He
uses a shit movie for his platform, and then puts all this good stuff into it.
Yeah,
that's what he
didn't make a movie for a long time after Jackie Brown.
No, well, I think he was enjoying.
Kill Bill. I think first one after that, right?
No, Kill Bill was 2003.
I think a lot of it was he was really pissed off because he submitted Jackie Brown for a bunch of Academy Awards, and even though there was some nominations for Forrest Whitaker Robert Forster and Pam Grier, he was pissed off because nobody won anything. Like the movie.
Yeah, no, I would agree. If I was him, I'd be pissed off too because you're talking about.
You know, it's like I'm trying here, and nobody fucking cares. You know
how Sam Jackson didn't even get a nomination for Best Actor. I don't even know.
Jackie Brown 97 to Kill Bill 2003 took 6 years off there. And that Kill Bill is great too. He was advancing with Kill Bill, and then he went right back to his Death Proof and I was like, we're back to here.
Back to old Tarantino again. Yeah.
Well, he likes to do his genres. It's his love letter to the bad movies that most people don't like, and he loves them. I mean, he loves them.
I almost would be really curious to see what Tarantino would have done with this movie.
He wouldn't have done it.
Well, I don't know. I think he might have been able to make something better than this.
They won't even let him do a Star Trek movie.
They will let him. They just CBS. Hollywood would let him. CBS won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. CBS is up their own ass.
CBS they're super they geared towards old people, and CBS is not Tarantino. So it's never going to happen. But
they're not going to play baseball together. Yeah.
Everything you just said, Adam, is why I love this movie. It's a stupid remake of the first movie, and that sounds like a negative, but to me it works because it's just like Gremlins 2, where Joe Dante went, you want me to make a
I don't know, man.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't know if I can go that far.
I'm not saying it's as good. I'm just saying.
I was going to say, because Gremlins 2 is like way super more clever than this.
Yeah, so you realize he made Gremlins 2 sarcastically, right?
Right. Yeah, I think this was made with sarcasm in mind as well.
Would this be called the Ghostbusters 2 factor?
No. Ghostbusters 2 is bad. And
I would say it's bad.
It's not good.
I don't know.
I like it, but it's not good.
It almost feels like when I was watching this, I was like, I bet you there was a meeting where they had Carpenter in a room. He's probably on his fourth pack of cigarettes in the next 20 minutes. And, they're like, all right, so I want some, unlike the first movie, I want some big action set pieces. So he's probably out there like, all right, here's a guy surfing on a fucking typhoon. Here's some fucking fire over here. Here's a shitty fucking submarine sequence. Because it feels like that. Every scene feels like, here, it's in there. Go fuck yourself.
Peter Fonda for no reason. He does nothing.
Peter Fonda because Peter Fonda. Yeah.
Hey, Snake Man, thanks for not killing me.
Peter Fonda just showed up one day and he wouldn't go away, so like, fine, just let him go out there and do a couple lines and he'll leave us alone. Okay,
that's how he got the Limey role. Yeah. He just showed up on set.
Oh, you know what's weird? Pam Grier. That means Pam Grier did 2 movies in a row with a Fonda.
Yeah,
because Bridget's and Jackie Brown.
It's true.
Conspiracies.
So they don't share. They don't share a scene together, but sure.
No, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like Peter Fonda came in and worked 2 days on the set, and then Pam Grier came in and worked 3 days on the set, and that was that.
I'm pretty sure Pam Grier doesn't share a scene with Bridget Fonda either.
No, she does.
Which scene?
She goes to the to go see Sam Jackson, and she goes, Jackie Brown, and then she opens the door, and Bridget Fonda's there.
I love that scene, Jackie Brown.
And she goes, and then they share the scene in the mall where she goes, "Here's something there's a little cherry on top for you. What did Barnell ever do for us? Booyah, booyah!"
Oh yeah, the bags when they
Ordell Roby.
Anyway, Escape from LA. Dick. Adam kind of went off on his grievances, and I don't disagree with him, but I also disagree on the fact that he's irritated by those, and I love those. So
Dick, no, it's not so much irritated. It's just that in my older age, I've realized that this just doesn't hold up as well as like the first one.
Well, I would agree because when I saw this movie at the drive-in when it first came out, it was on a double bill of I think it was this in Independence Day or this in Chain Reaction. I can't remember, but either way, Chain Reaction was shit. The Keanu Reeves movie.
I just went back and rewatched that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, also interesting. This was also the first movie I ever saw in a curved IMAX theater. I mean, the fucking theater was ginormous. It had like 3 sets of fucking seats in the front, and it was all curved. I'd never been to a theater this big.
That would have been fun. That would have been fun.
That's why I like I said, I loved it when it came out. I just the older I get, I start liking this less and less every time I watch it.
I think I'm the reverse of you because I saw it when I was younger, and when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I like that. And as I've gotten older, I've appreciated it more because it's just the fun of it and like
it's the same. You know what it is? It's the same effect that we had when we were watching Demon Knight, and because I remember Demon Knight being like an okay movie, and then we watched it recently and was like, oh, this movie's fucking great. I don't remember it being this good.
I hated Demon Knight the first time I watched it.
Me too. And then we watched it, it was like, oh, this is fun. Yeah.
But the older I get, going up what Dick was saying, the older I get, the more I put myself in John Carpenter's shoes, where I go, I get what he's doing here, and I appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Your way.
You can tell all the things that because he's one of those guys that likes to put his anger into his art and hide it subtly so that everybody can kind of see it, but not call to it much extra attention to it. So all of the Hollywood stuff, I get it. I fucking 100% get all that.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed there's no commentary on the Shout Factory.
There's no commentary on that one either?
No, there's not.
Yeah, the Blu-ray I got has literally the theatrical trailer.
Yeah,
that's
there's
the only
not much,
special feature it has.
It is definitely possible Carpenter just never got around to doing a commentary, which means he won't, because why the fuck?
He probably wouldn't do it unless Kurt Russell was with him, because when those two get together, they can tear it up. They're fucking great listening to them talk.
Hold on. Let me go on Twitter right now and get this started.
Oh.
Do it.
You're going to start shit? You're going to start shit on Twitter?
No, in a good way.
No.
Get Carpenter to do some commentary for this.
Are you going to ask John Carpenter to do a commentary track for Escape from LA and send it to us, just us?
Let me look
just be on the show with us, and we'll let you commentary. We'll watch it together.
God damn it, the fucking guy, this guy over here, goddamn, they smoke a cigarette.
RaidersLostFlix.com. We'll
Johnny.
watch it on the Friday show, and we'll watch Escape from LA if you guys provide the commentary. Yeah.
This is great. I love this guy. This is
okay. Yeah, they don't have a commentary. I just want to make sure they don't have one before I send this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stacy Keach does talk about body bags in his interview.
Yeah, that's one I'm looking forward to covering.
Yeah.
Looking forward to rewatching that one too.
No, but the thing about Escape from LA is that it puts me in that what if sort of, because Kurt Russell's 70 years old. He's not going to do another Snake Plissken movie. It's just not going to happen.
Neither one of those men have a Twitter handle.
Wow.
Because they're smart. Yeah.
Yeah, they're smart.
Yeah.
John
Carpenter has there's a Twitter John Carpenter, but it's definitely not him. It's somebody else. Yeah.
Because I remember like every year for for 10 years there for a while,
Horror Master.
They were talking about remaking Escape from New York for years. And I remember they were saying like Gerard Butler was going to be Snake. Every flavor of the month was going to be Snake at one point. And I'm so glad it never happened. It never happened.
The only thing that I would like to see, rather than a movie, Dick, is if they did an Escape video game with Kurt Russell lending the voice. That would be.
They could totally do that. I don't know why they don't.
They did that. They did that with Sean Connery. They did a James Bond game where they had him playing James Bond, and they had Sean Connery doing the voice for. I think it was like a From Russia with Love type game.
Yeah, so, I think it was. Yeah.
I would like to see that more than I would actually like to play as Snake Plissken in a game as opposed to seeing old ass Kurt Russell or a CG'd Kurt Russell with his voice in it in a fucking movie.
Well, I think the Old Man Logan storyline applies to everything now that we've grown up watching. Yeah,
been there, done that. I don't want to see him die in a fucking movie, that's for sure.
I don't think he'd die. He would just have a nice capper for the trilogy. Yeah, I'd like to see 3 movies. I mean,
that's the thing. As much as I love the character, I wish they would have done more with him in this, other than have him on almost literally the same fucking adventure. And I want to talk about goofy scenes. That scene where he's on the hang glider.
Yes.
And
they don't show him land, thankfully.
Somebody take over for me, because I don't even have words for the thing.
He's the only action hero. He's an action hero that looks like he's on Ambien throughout the whole movie. He's like,
yeah, like, okay, the scene on the surfboard, that's funny. Okay, he's with Peter Fonda surfing a fucking typhoon, and of course it looks fucking stupid. But the hang glider thing goes on way longer than it probably ought to.
And they have one of my least favorite tropes in movies, which is Steve Buscemi lands on his hang glider. He's like, "Wait for me, Jones," whatever the fuck his name is,
Cuervo
Jones, wait for me, and he lands, and he's like, "Hey, Snake's alive, he's coming for you," and he switches out the controller, and that whole fucking long scene, and I'm like, my least favorite trope is the character who just keeps swapping back and forth who they're gonna. And I'm like, oh god, just get out. Like, and
can we talk about Cuervo Jones a little bit more? Am I the only one that? Does he feel like a very last minute rewrite character? Like they were probably going to actually have Quincy Jones in the role because Isaac Hayes wouldn't do it for whatever reason, because he killed him in the first fucking movie. So hey, instead of having Quincy Jones, let's have Cuervo Jones.
Hey, he's in this movie though. He's the guy standing outside the gate when he leaves the basketball game, and he's like trying to leave, and the guy's like, I don't know. That's God. Him.
That fucking basketball game, though.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I agree with what you were saying. Che Guevara, Cuervo Jones, is just a bad guy for bad guy's sake. He wants to turn off the power for the country, and it's another movie. It's the exact same story. If the president doesn't do the thing at the end, the foreign countries invade.
Cuervo Jones is the domestic terrorist that you buy at Aldi. Okay, when you can't find anybody else, you go to Aldi and you buy Cuervo Jones in the discount villains section.
It sounds like the worst tequila, Cuervo Jones. It just sounds like you're gonna have a fucking nightmare and get arrested.
It sounds like a really bad shot that somebody invented that made somebody sick the next day.
Oh God,
Cuervo Jones. It's tequila and Tabasco sauce. Yeah.
The hang gliding scene. They meet up with Pam Grier and they're like, we got to get the helicopter. We see the helicopter land. We see the fucking army that Cuervo Jones has assembled walking toward the helicopter. And those guys land that fucking thing and go, wait, what is going on? Oh, God, we're getting taken over. And they get thrown out of the...
Is that just like the stupidest fucking tactical thing that anybody's ever done, short of Ryan Johnson and the fucking... having the fucking bombers go and just get completely ripped apart in the beginning of Last Jedi. The fucking helicopter lands in the middle of fucking Spook Show Central, and they didn't think people were going to just swarm on the helicopter and instantly fucking trash it.
Here's the problem. They're going from, like, mainland California to L.A. It's 8 miles at most. Fucking hover the thing until you see the guys you're supposed to save. Throw a ladder.
By the way, Anaheim is about 50 miles out of LA.
Yeah, I forgot it ends at Disneyland.
Yeah. It's kind of like, wait a minute, that doesn't make
well,
any
you
sense.
see, Dick, actually,
Get your Kevin Costner glasses on.
Oh man, I dropped my Kevin Costner glasses. Okay, hold on.
By the way, actually,
the tectonic plates shifted, causing the Anaheim to go over here when actually it was over there. Yeah.
There's a lot of folding going on with land. And Disneyland was just kept intact.
Did you know that Australia is one giant plate, so it'll never crack? So they can never have an earthquake in Australia?
Oh no, that means the nothingness that is that entire continent won't ever suffer.
Yeah.
What a shame.
They should go live there.
God damn, that continent is a big wasteland, except for the northern and southern coast. I looked it up.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. If the whole rest of it is outback, and if you go 50 feet into the outback, you're dead.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's what they tell people on the train. Like if they have a train that goes through the outback, and they say, "We're going to stop the train. If you walk outside of the lights of the train, you're dead. You're not coming back because something's going to grab you." That's how serious it is over there.
Yeah, it's a nation and a continent of monsters, and they're like, "Hey, we're all fun loving." Like everyone seems fun there, but then you realize if they go outside their comfort zone at all, they get killed by Skull Island fucking monsters.
Hey, mate, look at that! It's the mist creature. Ah!
I've seen videos of people in Australia where they're like, they show their patio door and it's a glass door, and then they see like a kangaroo just like, "Let me the fuck in, let me in, mate."
Hey,
pounding on the door. You're like, good God.
You walk outside and that grasshopper monster from the mist is walking by.
Yeah. It's like like with a fist. It makes a fist and goes, "Let me the fuck in your home."
Oh yeah, they're fucking, it's brutal over there. And the best line for the proposition: "You got the wrong black man." The Aborigines. Great.
So, I don't want to go down your weird racist diatribe here, Dick. But let's.
Thank you.
What? What are you talking about? Racist? It's Aborigines. They were there first.
But is that a problem for you?
No. I'm just saying that's what he says in the movie.
Sounds like a problem. Sounds like you got an issue with that.
Escape from Aborigines.
Escape from Australia.
I'm the devil's son. Yeah.
Well, I would say so. Escape from LA has the best ending, though. The way that he basically reverts the world. They make such a big deal out of it. It wouldn't be that big of a deal because all it does is it knocks out technology for a day, and then the next day you reboot it, and it would be back to normal.
But
yeah, you would have Samuel L. Jackson say, "Hold on to your butts," and you have a little cigarette hanging on his mouth, and you fucking do something, and you come right back online.
Yeah, Lisa Keith has a line where he goes, "Everything we built for the last 500 years will," and I'm like, technology.
No, you can rebuild it. You can rebuild an engine and it'll work fine.
It doesn't knock out your agriculture. It doesn't knock out everything. What?
It's so over the top. I'm just like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. It's almost as stupid as fucking Y2K. I worked at a warehouse where the managers played a prank on all the fucking employees. At the midnight hour, they actually turned the fucking lights off on the inside. Just to listen to everybody fucking scream, and then they turned it back on, and they all played dumb for about a day, and they're like, "Yeah, we were just fucking with you. It's nothing." They actually did that.
Good, kudos.
They were weird. That was a weird fucking place.
I remember the ending more than most of the movie, which is Snake Plissken shows up. He swapped out the CD things that the president's going to play. Both movies have a thing where if the president plays it, the world is safe or the country is safe. If he doesn't, darkness for 500 more years. Both movies have the same premise. And this one, he swaps out the CDs and the tiny little CD with a red dot, like right here.
I love that. The concept of that little micro CD. That was badass. Yeah, that's the second time they try to do that in Men in Black too. They're always trying to push some little micro CDs like that was going to be the new technology.
Kurt Russell doesn't give a shit about the president's daughter. They go and they take her to a chair and they put her there. They're clearly going to execute her no matter what happens. And he has the real CD, and they go to shoot him, and he's a hologram. And I remember that more than anything in this movie. And then they cut to him in the field, and he's like...
Probably because the movie goes way out of their way to set that shit up, too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's another thing I like about the movie. Set up and payoff. They set it up.
Carpenter is a competent filmmaker when it comes to that kind of... He's a competent storyteller.
You don't got that no more. They don't do that anymore.
Or they go way out of their way to do it.
No, not even that. They're
so lazy now.
Here's this pen.
No, you know what they do, Phoenix? They say, here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub to fucking explain to you what's going to happen in this next scene.
Or they'll get, what's his name? Vincent D'Onofrio to be in a Skype call.
There you go.
To tell you the exposition. Bagul!
You got yourself a Bagul problem over there.
Oh, man.
Getting out of the house. Wait, no, never mind.
Bagul's going to fuck you up in a jump scare at the end of the movie, just letting you know.
Just let you know.
Bagul.
You move and you go back to the house. That's when they get you.
Bagul. Fucking Bagul's no joke, bro. Come on now.
You've been Baguled.
Boogie.
I think the one problem that I have with the ending is that Kurt Russell finds the last packet of cigarettes in the world in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. I thought that was funny. I guess it was Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson plug. It was Gwyneth Paltrow's hidden cigarettes in a brick in the middle of nowhere from Royal Tenenbaums.
I want to say that the funnest part of this movie is when they're first walking into. They got if you want to just electrocute yourself, you can go this way. And they're walking by, and people are just getting fried like fucking bugs, like in a hallway.
I like that it goes
funny.
If you'd like to turn yourself over and be executed, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. Just fucking kill yourself.
Here's that bad CP we're talking about.
There, right there. That spot right there, where your arrow is.
Yeah.
See how that shit just looks like it's typed over top of the fucking graphic?
That's why.
It's so bad. It's so insanely bad.
That's even worse. That's so bad.
That is the worst. That's almost up there with the birds in Birdemic, dude. Seriously, it's that bad. Yeah.
Wouldn't you just be like, you know what? Why don't we just cut this scene out of the movie? Because it looks
really,
so
dude.
bad.
Seriously, because you have so many extras in this. It's like you don't need that establishing shot anymore. Just cut that the fuck right out.
Man.
Ugh. You have better establishing shots in the remade versions of the Star Trek original series than you have.
No.
I do like that scene of the soldiers though. That was pretty cool. Back that up a second with the soldiers. When they showed the soldiers like the panning shot and they're just kind of all standing in a row.
Well, it's the cool. United States Police Force.
I liked that. That was that classic
USPS.
Carpenter look. Yeah, but other than that, it didn't really do anything with it. So whatever.
It is. It's always difficult to be on the side of a guilty pleasure movie. Because you don't really have...
You have a hard time defending yourself, right?
Yes, there's no defense, and you just go, it's bad, and I fucking will watch it 65 times.
Twister!
Yeah.
Twister's a bad movie, but you love it. Yeah.
But it's not like this is like a Michael Bay movie, like a Michael Bay Transformer movie. This is nowhere near as offensive as that.
But Adam could sit there and list off mathematically and scientifically why he hates this movie, and I'll sit there and go, yes, I agree. I will watch this 3 times in a row today, right now. If it ended, I would restart it. I want to watch it again right now. I really do.
I feel bad because I honestly, and I mean this, I'm not just saying this just to be saying this. I want to love this as much as you guys, but I feel like every time I watch it, it just deteriorates. It falls apart like in the same spots every single time.
Well,
it's got some scenes that are problematic to say the least.
Yeah,
and there's no defending it. There really isn't.
No.
You know how I say I don't like Jaws and I'm wrong? I like Escape from New York a lot and I'm wrong.
You know what this feels like? It's like, you guys remember that movie Escape from New York? What if we turn that into a Universal ride? That's what this is. It's like the Universal ride version of Escape from New York.
Well, John Carpenter even admits to that, because when he's going in the submarine, Jaws comes out and then attacks him, and then they immediately see the Universal Studios right there.
It's so on the nose. That's the stuff that I like about it are those things.
That's why I compare it to Gremlins. The
subtle underlying humor, yeah. But
that's why I compare it to Gremlins too, because it's the director making fun of the genre they're in and the situation that they're in.
Every time Cuervo Jones shows up and starts monologuing, though, I fall asleep instantly.
I love it because it always ends with the same thing, which is, our freedom, we're going to get that. And then some random bad CGI happens behind him. Like Steve Buscemi shows up or Kurt Russell shows up.
I say Jose Cuervo got one of the best lines, though, when he says...
Jose Cuervo
got the best lines where he goes... you may have survived Cleveland. You may have escaped from New York. But this is L.A., Vato. Yeah. And this fucking city can kill anybody.
Dick is such a racist piece of shit.
Now.
It's a great movie. Great line.
Rubber banded the high end. But
I'm sorry.
No, I know what he's saying. It's a great line, and I love the fact that he basically says what John Carpenter wanted to say, which is, we did that thing before, and here we are with this stupid shit. Because then it cuts the the Hollywood sign on fire.
It's almost like he's doing this to one up it. It's one upmanship. Yeah. It's like, okay,
which is the greatest.
And didn't this come out like after the Michael Bay's Explosion Mania? Because The Rock came before this, right? I remember that correctly.
Same year.
Same year. 96.
95 was Michael Bay's Bad Boys, and then it was this, and The Rock came out the same year.
The Rock is the only Michael Bay movie I like.
And you try rewatching that, you want to talk about awful.
Oh, but I love that one.
I love Bad Boys. The Rock does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Action movies are always like that, where you either love it or you're like, no.
That's why I'm surprised that you like this so much, because this is just like action movie jizz, like everywhere in this movie. Like,
it's not even that action packed either.
No, if it didn't come out when I was 12, I have different feelings. But it came out at that age where you're like just getting into like the movies that are on HBO, stuff like that. Like those movies that they had on replay all the time.
I'm older. I was like 21, 22 when this came out.
Yeah. So that's the reason I love Bad Boys. The HBO just played it all the fucking time, and I love that movie. And this movie was right along with that. Just
Bad Boys is a fun movie. Yeah.
Johnny Mnemonic was another one. That one's terrible though. But that was the third episode we did of LIW.
Yeah, Johnny Mnemonic. Now that's a bad movie.
With the dolphin. So what we did for the original shows was I came up with a Jones every single time. So the first episode was Face Off. I came up with Tongue Sucker Jones, the girl that sucked Cage's peach tongue.
Oh.
And this one, there was just a character named Jones. So it was Cuervo Jones. And the third episode was Johnny Mnemonic, and there's a dolphin, so I named him Dolphin Jones. And then it went from there. It just kept going. Haven't done it in a while, but
clever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I love this movie. I gave it a 7. I really do enjoy this movie. It doesn't deserve the 7, but I personally give it the 7.
Oh, I give it an 8. Wow. It deserves that 8.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It's a bad movie I love. It's bad.
This is LA, Vato. This
movie
deserves an 8.
Peter Fonda is so fucking pointless in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to surf away,
as Peter Fonda, just for the fucking Peter Fonda. He didn't even know what movie he was in. 6 out of 10. The things that save it for me is Cliff Robertson, all right, is the deranged president. Kurt Russell looks great. I love the tech that he has. His outfit's awesome in this one. He's got this leather overcoat that's pretty badass. He's great in the part. I enjoyed seeing him back in this. He's having a good time with it. I like the humor and shit, but there's this whole rest of the movie that just fucking puts me to sleep. I'm sorry. It's not one of my favorite Carpenter movies. So I think 6 is about all I can do. If I'd graded this in 1997 when this came, or whenever the fuck this came out, 96.
It's on the bottom of the screen.
I would probably, I'd have told you it was like an 8 or a 9, but now I rewatch it. I'm like, I think 6 is all I can go.
I was at 6 or 5, 6, 7. Like, the more I watch it, the more I love it. It's bad.
1996 in the parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, this is such a fucking 90s time capsule of a movie.
Absolutely.
There's so much 90s jizz all over this fucking movie. It's ridiculous.
They were
gratuitous
so
Steve Buscemi, the fucking soundtrack, the fucking marketing. This is such a marketing movie, too.
The poster has the surfing on it.
In the fire. Yeah, he's surfing in the fire.
This was one of the Blu-rays I had, Laserdiscs I had, Dick, that was hard to get rid of because it was just an expanded version of this cover. It was
it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Expanded.
Just frame it and put it on the wall.
I don't have it anymore.
How dare you?
I had to.
But so you didn't love it that much. No.
I had to get rid of it. I kept 5, I think. So
yeah, well, Laserdiscs are a horrible format.
A couple John Frankenheimer movies.
Yeah, it's always
of course. Yeah. Frankenheimer. Sorry.
Frankenheimer's the one king of the world.
The whole
people. Frankenheimer, baby. Yeah.
Okay, here's a quick question: Lee Van Cleef versus Stacy Keach.
Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef, I'll say. Ernest Borgnine versus Steve Buscemi.
Ernest Borgnine.
Steve Buscemi.
Borgnine.
And we don't like that.
I like Steve Buscemi. Yeah.
What's her fucking name versus what's her fucking name? The female role.
Who had better titties?
Clearly the first one, but her face is hot garbage.
No, she's cute.
In the first movie?
Yeah, no, she's cute.
She looks like
Pam Grier was disrespected in this fucking movie.
Yes. But there's a lot of comparisons. That's what I'm getting at. Is they replaced the cabbie with the Hollywood star, Map the Stars Eddie.
Was agent.
There is a literal blueprint of beats that they hit in this fucking movie, and they hit every fucking.
It's not just the beats. Is my point. They're going beyond the beats. They're going to the characters.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's a fucking.
It's like so. We need this fucking guy. We need the ponytail guy. Let's see. We need a guy that drives a weird looking car. So let's have this fucking guy.
There's no chandeliers.
There has to be somebody that bumps into that he knows from the outside world. So
that's the problem too with all these assholes that talk about movies. If the movie was different, we bitch about how different it was. If the movie's the same, we bitch about how the same it is.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Dick, because a perfect example of that is I just got done watching a review. There's a guy on YouTube called The Critical Drinker. You probably heard of him. Okay. And he was talking about the Chronicles of Riddick. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of guilty pleasures. Yeah. Okay. But he was talking about how that sequel is such a massive fucking departure from Pitch Black. You know, Pitch Black was like a sleeper hit, and it was like an independent film that just fucking blew up. Let's do it again. Let's throw a bigger budget at it. So what do they do? Instead of they could have made Pitch Black again, or they could have made a fucking heist movie with fucking Riddick in it. Let's make a space opera and put fucking Vin Diesel as the center of our space opera. Yeah. It's so weird that everybody fucking hated it. So they tried to do something completely different, and it bombed. So what do you do? Well, and I think Carpenter, when he made this, knew that he was fucked no matter what he did. So he's like, fine, I'll give these fuckers whatever they want. We'll do literally all the same shit, and I'm going to have as much fun at Hollywood's expense as I possibly can with this.
But you're forgetting one important element.
Hold on. Adam just described exactly Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
You did. That's why I say it's Gremlins 2, just John Carpenter's version. Sorry,
it's Carpenter's version of Gremlins 2.
Well, no, I was going to say the one most important part of Chronicles of Riddick and why it was a failure, Vin Diesel.
Vin fucking Diesel.
Vin Diesel is
at the time, they were thinking Vin Diesel was going to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they realized that was a mistake very early on, not too long after that came out.
One of those men is charming, and he can make an alien in the fucking jungle reasonable threat, and
it's what you call charisma, which carried him throughout his entire fucking career.
I just watched Rocky Balboa this morning too. I watched Rocky Balboa and I go, fucking, Stallone can still do it. And then you think of Vin Diesel and you're like, oh, even in his prime, he couldn't do it.
No,
Vin Diesel is not really an actor. He's just an image that he portrays, and it's always the same thing. It's the guy with the fucking shades.
Well, what cracks me up
in a really deep voice.
What cracks me up about Vin Diesel is that for years he was like,
took the job.
Well, here's the thing.
Insulting.
It's all about family.
It's all about family.
He was against Fast and the Furious. Like, completely against it because he was doing Riddick. Then everything he does fails. Every movie he makes is a
So what's
bomb.
he do? Literally every Fast and the Furious movie there ever comes in. Because that's literally all he had left for him.
Well, so much so that the only reason Riddick exists is because he told Universal, I will not do Fast and Furious 7 unless I can do Riddick 3 and you give me the rights to Riddick. And they said, okay, fine, here, have your Riddick.
And that is a great guy when they make a spinoff and actively do not want you.
Yeah.
They went, go fuck that guy. He's not a part of this. So much. That is a big middle finger to him, and exclusively to him. They would have accepted anyone from that franchise but him.
And Paul Walker died just to get away from him.
He had to get out somehow.
Oh no!
I don't blame him. I would have too.
Now Vin Diesel sucks. He's terrible.
Oh,
though I do like
pull up that soundtrack.
I do like Riddick though. I enjoyed Riddick. I think the last Riddick movie I did like. It's a fun movie. And Katie Sackhoff is in it. She's cute.
Yeah,
you get to see side.
I love all three of them. I really do. I that's the only thing I like Vin Diesel in is that ridiculous fucking role that he plays.
I need to rewatch the second one. I want to see the director's cut. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's the director's cut is even worse.
Oh, I can't imagine.
It's so bad. It's funny though. It's just
I
fucking hilarious. That world is so ridiculous that I enjoy it. I do. Okay, so here's the fucking song list. I'm gonna share this here. Let's take a trip on our fucking 90s Wayback Machine here.
Take you back to 1996.
Clutch.
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Stabbing. Here's the list of fucking phony baloney 9 Inch Nail knockoff bands. You got Gravity Kills, Stabbing Westward, Clutch. Now, Phoenix's favorite band is on here too at the very end.
Oh god! Now, would you say? I mean, what's the more iconic soundtrack? The Crow?
Oh, for the Crow for sure.
Crow for sure. Yeah, I would say
Crow is fucking incredible. And my second favorite soundtrack to the Crow from the '90s is the Demon Knight soundtrack.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome. There's so much awesomeness on that fucking soundtrack. I can't even stand it. But you know what? I wanted to talk about this while he was away because the 90s was a period of time where you would use a movie to sell a CD.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You would manufacture these fucking soundtracks out of nowhere and then shove the songs into the movie to get people to go out and buy the CD. Well, and for me, it worked for a while because there was a lot of soundtracks that I bought in the 90s. I don't do that so much anymore because a lot of the soundtracks for these movies are just kind of They're just using old classic rock songs that you can get anywhere else.
Well, now that's the problem. Yeah, it's all covers, and it's just because music sucks.
It's like everybody has Spotify now, so why even fucking bother? I can make the Guardians of the Galaxy playlist in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean, I have all those songs somewhere else. So. But at the time, you would have these were like new songs that they would make for a movie. And I think part of the charm of The Crow is the fucking soundtrack. I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
A lot of hot bands on their time, and even the not so hot bands had good songs on that fucking soundtrack. This is up there with. I would rank this up there with the good soundtracks of the '90s.
And somehow Manson hates The Crow.
He's out of his mind.
That's why he got kicked off the show. I mean, left the show. Sorry.
He was free tonight, and I was like, I'm not gonna invite him. You don't like The Crow, man. Sorry.
I was just mentioning that your favorite bands on this CD. Can you find them?
I can't see it. It's small.
Oh, let me see if I can zoom in on it here.
That's why you have Jansen on the show. You go, I have 34 hours of pain just for you. I want you to have it.
I like Tool. I like Stabbing Westward. 5 songs of them. Butthole Surfers. I know one.
They only ever did 5 good songs. Stabbing Westward.
Too bad Butthole Surfers wasn't on here.
They are number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't read. I'm tired.
Sure,
I was making that up. Oh my god, they are on
one
there.
of my favorite bands, Local H. Last time I saw them, they opened up for the Toadies, number 4 there.
Oh my god.
Toadies, where everyone's like, let's leave. They had Possum Kingdom, that really good song. And then,
Behind the Boathouse.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
I always say that's the worst song you could whisper into a woman's ear.
Yeah. Well, it's about serial killer. It's about a serial killer.
Do you want to die? I promise you, my sweet angel. So help me.
Almost as bad as Got You Where I Want You.
Tori Amos. Oh, God.
There you go.
Orange
Professional Widow. Yeah.
I remember that
Orange
band.
9mm. That was one of those Nine Inch Nails knockoff bands like Stabbing Westward.
I
It's the
don't
same
know who
shit.
the fuck they are. Deftones I can't fucking stand. Ministry,
Well, that's your favorite
thank
band.
you.
Yeah.
Sex Pod. That sounds fun. Gravity Kills. I don't know who they are.
Sugar Ray? Yeah, I'm kind of shocked by that.
Gravity Kills is so Nine Inch Nails that even a Nine Inch Nails can't fucking stand them. They were a one album, one hit wonder band. They're like this tailspawn of Nine Inch Nails and Filter. It's the same shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Filter was fun when they did their Hey Man Nice Shot, and then they did Photograph and ruined all that goodwill they built up.
Yep.
Do you want to take my picture? Because I won't. And the first song was, hey, like screaming.
Well, we like Hey Man, Nice Shot because that opening fucking bass line is iconic in every scene they ever use it.
Yeah, so good.
It's fucking iconic. Yeah. And that feedback guitar just kind of easily rolling in there. Yeah.
His whispering lines at the beginning, and he starts to get louder.
I wish I would have met you. He stole that from fucking Trent Reznor. He invented that shit.
Yeah. Okay. Escape from LA. I'm glad we're done with these movies. We can move on. Next week, I already spoiled it a couple weeks ago, and on the website LIWSDs.com. Village of the Damned with Christopher Reeves and a bunch of blonde-haired children and a brick wall. Spoiler. From 1995, the year before this. This is the movie he did right before this movie. And we're going to discuss... that's kind of our theme, is choosing a movie and then choosing the one right before it. We did it a few weeks ago. But, Village of the Damned. Haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I haven't seen it since I was in my 20s, so it'll be fun for me, too.
Yeah.
Think about a brick wall so the kids can't read your brain.
Yeah, and blow them up. I'm thinking of a brick wall. Spoiler.
Yeah,
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, zombie.
Mark Hamill's a priest.
Yeah, lyrics. Yeah, insert lyric here.
Deep dark lyrics. Oh yeah, metal.
Yeah, I can't remember my songs.
Just do this really fast.
You're naked. Yeah.
You want to see my wife's butt? I'll show her ass again. I love that.
Has she ever not been nude in one of his movies?
She just shows her butt.
Asshole,
yeah, it shows her butt.
Oh, yeah. Was she naked in Halloween 2?
I think so. Show her ass.
So bad. That movie's so fucking insanely bad. Oh.
Halloween is watchable. Like, it's bad, but Halloween 2 was just awful.
I think I like Halloween 2 more.
It's so bad.
Because I'm controversial.
Okay, here's a good question, Dick. Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie or Halloween Resurrection, the one with fucking Busta Rhymes in it?
I haven't seen Resurrection. I have not seen it.
God. Okay,
it was
you're in for
the
a treat.
first movie we watched, me and my girlfriend watched all the way through together.
Wow.
She came over and turned it on, and that's what we watched. I'm like, all right, I can deal with this.
Like there's no like messing around in the middle of it because I would be like not watching that movie at all.
No, we were serious.
Wow.
Katie Sackhoff is in that movie, and I don't care. Unfortunately, I own it because it's part of a collection of movies that I bought. But,
See, I'm awful. If I have a girlfriend and we try to watch a movie, we get 20 minutes into it and that's it.
You're a sexual
predator. I'm a sexual tyrannosaur.
I'm a psychosexual predator. But even I can respect Busta Rhymes.
Nope.
I liked Busta Rhymes better in the Shaft remake. Okay, here, let's see.
He gets put in a chair and beat to death, pretty much. That's all that happens to him. It's lovely.
John Shaft.
Yeah.
John Shaft.
You know what I love is
Bed-Stuy.
The 90s movies where they had their horror sequel set in either space or the internet.
Oh yeah.
Look at
that.
Yeah, fucking line up a shit.
Holy shit! Look at that.
You know, this is the worst. This is the worst collection of movies ever. There's 2 good movies in here.
Lift it up. Lift it up. Oh, there you go. Halloween. What's the last one? Oh, both Rob Zombies. Nice.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, and it ends with the 2 Rob Zombie movies.
Wow.
That's a big punch in the balls.
Here's a confession. I had not seen the Rob Zombie sequel until I bought the set, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch?
It's nonsense.
Oh my god, this whole series is fucking nonsense. It's fucking ridiculous. It's terrible.
I watched like I said earlier, I'm watching the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels with her, and we're watching them going, these are terrible.
Yeah, they're bad.
But at least they're not as bad as the Halloween sequel, because they are fucking all over the place. They're nonsense. Not as bad.
The problem with this series is they'll roll out like 4 or 5 of them that are just bad, and then all of a sudden they'll make one that's good and people like it, and then they have to make 4 or 5 more bad ones after that because.
I'm telling you, if you're watching the Friday or those Nightmare on Elm Street movies, you got to watch that documentary. You have to.
We'll get to that next.
I do.
It's
I
great.
want to see that documentary.
The documentary is great. It's great.
Right now we're watching New Nightmare on her breaks at work.
Oh, that's a great one.
I love it. It's 94, but it doesn't look dated, which is weird.
No, I think New Nightmare is actually Wes Craven's masterpiece.
Yeah, it's his best movie other than Scream. I think Scream.
Yeah,
but it's fucking great so far. I love it.
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's not dated. Like think of like a blown up part or whatever that movie's called from 94 with the dude.
Oh, Jeff Bridges. Yeah.
You know, that I think it's the same year. It looks dated as fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
But New Nightmare
I think it's interesting.
Looks nowadays.
Phoenix, you're going through the same thing right now that I did a couple of years ago. I did this like I want to say 2016, 2017, where I just went back and rewatched all those old horror movies to see which of them hold up. So see, I got only the 8-pack. I don't have. There's no Freddy versus Jason on here, and there's no Jason X. Yeah, wow. This just goes up. This is just 1 through 8.
You don't have the softcore porno that is Jason X?
I wish I did. I've seen it. It's fucking wonderful, but I don't have that one. Yeah,
we did that one early on too. It's unwatchable.
And then here's the this. I think this is the one that, as far as series of movies go, I think this one holds up best out of the 3.
It's the best, but they're still terrible movies.
There's a couple of bad ones. Yeah, I think. I hate to admit this, but I saw the Dream Master 4. Is either the Dream? No, it's the Dream Child. I saw the Dream Child 4. In a theater.
That's 4.
I fucking hated it so bad.
Dream Child's one of the worst ones. It's
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Bad.
Yeah, they're all bad.
Whichever the one where he did the Nintendo thing, that's the one that I remember seeing in the theater.
That's Freddy's Dead. That's Freddy's
Dead. Yeah, it's 3D.
Okay, that's the one that I saw in the theater.
That has Roseanne and Tom Arnold in it.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I'm with you guys. The first one's wonderful. Dream Warriors is wonderful, and then Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Definitely, those are good.
I like Jason versus Freddy versus most of the sequels.
Oh no, I think
that is good. I was surprised how good that was.
Freddy versus Jason is the greatest horror movie ever made. That was
out of all of these,
they're hilarious. It's hilarious. I love that movie.
Out of all of these, there's one good one. There's one good movie in this whole fucking bullshit piece of shit set.
Freddy versus Jason.
Nope, it's part 6. Jason Lives. I love.
Oh right, yeah, that was supposed to be good. Yeah,
that one is fun. because they were not taking it seriously. It was tongue-in-cheek humor, and it worked for that series. And then they immediately abandoned that and went back to being serious again. And
I just love the fact that Freddy versus Jason had like a 10-year development hell process before it ever got made, and like they had so many scripts written by so many writers, and like if you can find all the scripts, they're all out there, and they're all
my problem with
insanely
this
different.
Is that these are insanely boring. Most of these
they
are
are.
so fucking dull.
It's the same movie.
I hate
it's
Friday
the same
13th.
shit over and over and over again.
Anytime someone tells me with a straight face, Jason Voorhees is the greatest monster villain of all time, I want to punch them in their fucking Stacy Keach balls.
But at the same time, I miss that we lived in an era where these kind of movies would be made. They would make these movies constantly, and they would all make money, even though they were terrible. I miss that I live in those. That I used to live in that era. I miss that.
Well, that's the thing.
Anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, they do. It's called Blumhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Blumhouse does it now, so that's the thing. Yeah, and the problem with Blumhouse is they have streaming. So if they have a shit movie that can't go in theaters, they'll just dump it on stream.
The problem with Blumhouse is it has the same curse that Halloween has, where they'll have one good movie out of 10, and based on that one good movie, they'll make 20 more fucking bad movies.
Well, sure, yeah.
Like The Purge made money, people liked it. We're the Purge factory now. Oh, Get Out made money. Now we're the Get Out factory. And
they always do that too. They always say, from the makers of Purge and Get Out comes this Fantasy Island. Yeah, no.
Comes whatever the fuck garbage they make that year. Truth or Dare. Blumhouse's Truth or Oh my god.
Oh, I did watch Brahms, The Boy too.
Happy Death Day I liked. I thought that was enjoyable.
Awesome.
Happy Death Day was good.
Even the second one
was good.
I didn't see the second one. Yeah,
second one's good.
Yeah.
Second one's not as good as the first one, but it's still good.
Yeah, that was a surprise one. That was like, oh wow.
Also, we live in a world where the fucking Black Christmas remake that we saw recently is a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, I take it back. That is actually a movie I did watch with a girlfriend. Was
you
Happy
went
Death
to see
Day.
that with a girl? Oh, Happy! Oh, God,
I watched all the way through.
If you saw Black Christmas with a girlfriend, the relationship would have ended.
That was the happening.
How do you get your dick in her in that movie? You scum!
Yeah, right.
Black goose scum.
Up on the housetop, racists suck, rapists suck, or whatever the fuck I was ever saying. I just
bad.
Now I feel like I have to see it. I have to see it just because of how bad you say it is.
I'm gonna tell you that once you see that, you can't come back from it. It's kind of like when you first saw what's that fucking Cannibal Holocaust for the first time. Once you see that, you can't come back from it. A part of you dies inside, and you're changed.
Once
forever.
you come to that movie, it's just different.
Yeah, you're right.
I actually, you know what? I thought that movie was going to be good because I liked that icicle fucking sequence in the beginning. I'm like, well, maybe this will be all right. And then, like 10, 20 minutes in, I wanted to get up and leave the theater. I had all I could take. And I forced myself to stay and watch that movie so that I could review it like a critic.
Well, are your theaters open?
That was a hard thing to do. No, this was Black Christmas came out in 2019.
Oh yeah, that was a couple years ago. Yeah, that's right.
And in I still have the movie pass. They haven't charged me for it in a while, but the AMC movie pass, I would see every movie that come out on the weekend, so that I had content for my YouTube channel. I was doing pretty good with that, and I would see anything that I could, no matter how bad it was. I would just force myself to watch these movies. I saw the fucking Playmobil movie. I saw Doolittle. I saw Black Christmas. I sat through some fucking bad movies, son. Man. Really bad movies.
No, thank you.
All right, guys, let's get out of here.
Yes, sir.
We gotta escape from the podcast.
Next week, Village of the Damned. LIW Studios for me. What are we? LIW Anthology Pod for this show, and LIW Twilight or the TZ Review on Twitter for this. Loitering Wonderland on YouTube. Dick?
Ditto.
Adam?
What he said.
Ditto.
RaidersLostFlix.com for me. That's where I review movies, sci-fi, TV shows, and sometimes instructional videos as well.
All right.
Shake hands with danger.
Let's get out of here. Until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Adam Will Cox.
So long, Snake Plissken. That's our last time. Not with Kurt Russell, just Snake. We're done with him.
Yes. We're done with Snake. No more snakes. I don't know any snakes.
We have a couple Kurt Russell movies left, but those are the damn next.
Fuck you too.
Snakes? I don't know any snakes.
Fuck Bono. His tattoo changed in this movie. That's all I want to say. Wasn't as aggressive. Wasn't filled in.
Oh yeah, it was. That's right. I forgot. It looked like it thinned out a little bit.
It was just the outline.
For half a second just to remind you that it exists. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So long.
Penis snake.
Yes.
Kill me, Snake.
Penis snake.
The name's Plissken.
Yeah, they said it 1,000 times.
The name is Manko.
This is episode 1100 of LIW Studios.
Wow. Should we get like a pizza or something?
Can we? Can we have a pizza party?
Let's have a pizza party.
Your own pizza, you can have the party all you want.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
This is my tomorrow, working on your guys' thumb drives. You better fucking appreciate these.
You know, when I saw that in the chat earlier, I thought that was a cock ring.
When's your birthday? Was your birthday already happened, or is it coming up?
Mine's
my birthday?
Oh, or either way.
Mine's in April.
Yeah. Okay, April, May. Okay. Well, I don't have your address, but I have Phoenix's address.
I'll give it to you if you want it. As long as
I'll send.
me.
I got some gifts to send to Phoenix.
Oh, great! Please don't send me a cigarette T-shirt. He sent me a T-shirt, and I literally go, oh.
That's really rough, man. But you know what? That's when you fucking smoke in your house all day. That's what happens. Everything smells like fucking tobacco.
That's awesome.
But I open it. I'm like, oh, and I got these ready. And then Jansen came over earlier to print something off because apparently he's an adult without a printer. And then I hand him the T-shirt. And I go, smell that. And he goes, oh, right.
It smells like Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still live. No, I'll wait till the live thing turns off, and then I'll tell that story.